Howdy, I am Yari the Impaler. Welcome to my cozy castle. Today we should be playing some more Atari 50. I just want to check out some of the lore stuff and the videos and the trials and tribulations of what Atari went through in their years. And yeah. I also want to check out I now have a top 5 favorite Atari games. Although most of them are the arcade games and one of them is just like a home game. But it's like, it's through that era of like the 80s Atari stuff, so yeah, good stuff. Before we begin, I would like to give a quick shout out to Blighthelm, who missed a bunch of Possum Mama Ooh, and for those of you who missed it, I was on a talk show on this channel here. Shout out Isabella Official. That channel there, they have a little talk show called Taking It BZ, and I was on it. It was cool. I've also uploaded the entire talk show part of the VOD to my YouTube channel. I tried uploading it here, but it kept like failing. I'm like, damn it, Twitch. So it's on YouTube and still on their channel right now. So yeah, good stuff. Alrighty, let's get to the stream, shall we? Alrighty, here we go. Some Atari goodness. Let's go start off with like the top 5. Let's go ahead and do the game library. Try to think of like a real particular order of there we go. No, am I switching? Sort by year. There. Oh. Oh my god, controller, please. Controller, please. I'm trying reconnecting it. Some bitch. I really hate how wired controllers nowadays are like, oh, they're kind of wired. They come with a USB-C thing. It's like, please let me just, like, I don't know. There we go. It's fixed. Okay. So, we are going to check out... What's my, like, out of top 5, what's, like, the least one? Let's see. If I sort by title, there we go. My number 5... would have to be just good old-fashioned Tempest. Let's see here. What are the... I'm gonna look up select view flyer. Rare Tempest. I'm gonna hide that too. Okay. Ooh, interesting Atari Quadriscan color. Sorry, I didn't mute my cough. This is lives, high score, skill level, spikers. Pre-3 level play builds green spikes, 50 points. Pulsars, level 17, very dangerous. Then we have, blaster. That's in player shooter, aim by turning controller knob. Flippers, those fucking things. And then flipper tankers. Pre-3 level play, breaking the 2 flippers when hit. Oh, okay. Fuse balls appear level 11, zip up and down, play for the corridors. Oh, so more dangerous shit appears. There's a fast-paced battle action. Because you can display a system in upright height, the cocktail and cabaret models. Progressive challenge. Super top control. Skill level selection. Player starts game selected level 1 to 5, 7, 9. Along with the configuration bonus for completing that level. Non-volatile memory. And then more stuff like continuous fire button. Constant pressure to the fire button allows players to shoot continuous bursts of fire. Separate coin door unlocking cash box. That's good to know. Damn it. 2 game minimum available option. Coinage. Wait, sales mode? Oh. Anyway. Okay. We are going to... Let me look at the controls again. Oh, Super Zapper! Now go back to the controls. So... Insert coin is that. And just start. So, fire and then Super Zapper. What the hell a Super Zapper is? Okay. So... We're gonna go to stage 5. Oh god, I'm already like dead. Good job, Yari. Yeah. Oh, no, flippers. Flippers. Shit. If I go fast over them, it's fine. Ah! But you're gonna get caught by them. Fuck. No. Fuck up. This is... Yeah. Yeah, okay. Avoid spikes. That was a spike. I have a super sniper, so I should like... Oh, that like just like does that. Okay, cool. I have one left. Oh, grabber! Fuck you. This is a very simple gameplay. It's just like clear the shit off the screen. Oh, game over. Ah, always ah. Insert coins. There we go. More coins. More of my allowance. Let's go to level 9. See how this fucking fares. This is like the quote black midi that I mentioned before. Super sniper. This is like, how's it recharge? I wonder. Okay, I wonder what justifies like a grabber grabbing you and like when you can like go over them. Sometimes it's like oh shit. So I put this like the number 5 like in my top 5 because it's cool, but it has it's like annoying like oh god. It's a cool perspective, but it's very just like whoa. I would prefer like Tempest 2000, but I want to stick to like the 70s, 80s, 70s, 80s Atari stuff. Ugh. Avoid spikes. Yeah. And it's just so it's so creative. Like it's like it's not just like a single playing field. It's like it's constantly changing. It's like a roguelike. It's like a roguelike shooter of this era. It's like what background will you get? What geometric shape will you get? Yeah. I probably would love to have played this in the arcade back when, if I was, you know, around in that time period. Shit. Now we're at this level again. Fuck. Ooh, something just happened. Ah, blarg. I think there's like life upside. Fuck you, grabbers. No. Game over. Fucking cool game. Fucking cool ass fucking game. Alright. So that's my number 5 of my top 5. Number 4 is gonna have to be let me think. Out of my top 5. What was the other game I had in mind, like right away? That one's good. That one. You know what? I'd have to say. Where is it? Fucking Centipede. Let's check out the flyer and stuff. Centipede. I've always loved this art. This fucking like I never like sat down and played Centipede in my like youth or teen years, like finding like an Atari collection. I was like, oh, well, that stuff's so like old, whatever. Like, but now I can appreciate it. I'm like, hey, this is pretty fucking cool. High tension skill challenge for 1 or 2 players. Atari trackball control. It's the way I see it. It's Space Invaders without like any like bullshit. And I was thinking like, why isn't Space Invaders in this like collection? Because that was made by Taito, not by Atari. I'm like, oh, okay, makes sense. So there's no like Atari games here, like no Frogger. That was strictly Atari company. No, Atari, Activision company. More monsters, more challenge. The increased challenge, a spider moves across the screen in a random up and down pattern. Spider controls play by the worlds. And mushrooms passes over. Shit. A flea drops on the screen. The scorpion poisons any mushrooms it touches. Centipede is also poisoned when it conducts poison mushroom. Which results in man immediately bursts and heads down the bottom of the screen. Oh, fuck. The game that eats coins. It's just a fire weapon. That's all you need. Just fire, and that's it. And let's go ahead and put some fucking coins in. Yeah. See, Space Invaders like the doot 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 doot, like, you know, the long slog of the ships coming down. There's this fast ass goddamn centipede coming your way. You better be fucking prepared, or he's gonna kick your ass. And these ever-growing mushrooms too. Yeah. Just wait here till it comes back around. No, that's the thing. You never know what's gonna come back around. Or like it might just sidewind over like some other mushrooms and be like, you know, like go like a whole different way. It's like, ooh, it's like variety. Last one's like, oh, hella fast ass. And I just love whoever programmed like the burger. Well, no, more mushrooms now. Player 2. I see that. I fucked up with the player adding thing. And it splits that centipede and becomes 2, and then it's like, oh god, more challenge, more good shit. Ugh. But simple. It doesn't shit around. Just, you know, it's good old fashioned gameplay. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'll move on. Let's see, number 3 of my top 10 would have to be fucking Warlords. I put this like in between. I would have like put this like number 2 or maybe even number 1, but I'm like, well, it really requires 4 players for like lots of fun. You can have fun with, you know, solo, but like it's basically just Pong, but just super Pong. But just see the aesthetic and just like, it's like, oh, here comes a dragon. It's gonna fucking shoot a fireball. Be careful here. Here we go. Oh, you fuck. And then you grab the ball and just, booyah! Booyah! Yeah. Mine. No. Oh, you fuck. Yeah. See, I almost got into his defenses, but he's almost got into mine too. I'm an AI. Damn it. Oh, he's gonna try to do as much as he can. Dead. Fucking dead. Oh god. It's just frantically fast fucking paced. It's good shit. It's Dark Souls of Pong games. Damn it. It's Elden Ring as a Pong game. So you got the Storm Castle, you got the fucking K-Lid, not quite, you know, and like whatever, like other, like the big royal castle. Like, it could be those like castle themes. Just make it Elden Ring themed. Also, I'm about to die. Fuck. I can't let any of these fucking fireballs hit my fucking... Oh! I am almost brown bread. No! Oh! Game over. Good shit though, good shit. I was always see the flyer. Let's see here, Warlords. Up to 4 players competing against each other. 9 teams on the cocktail game, 1 or 2 on the upper edge game. So the cocktail one had the 4-player mode. That's pretty cool. You know, if I were to ever get like a cocktail game, I would love to have that. That'd be like a great party game. Like, hey, let's all play fucking Warlords. New isolated cash box, separate locking access door. New dual coin mech. Yo. telescopic legs. And just win the profit war. Warlord's new video game concept lets you win every battle. The object is to shield the home castle with fireball hits to catch the launch fireballs in the enemy castle wall. Break through and destroy the dreaded Black Knight. Power Stone control. Because the Power Stone player can catch a fireball in his shield if it vents. I had to mute my cough. Where was I? Hold it momentarily and redirect opposing castles. The game ends with the home castle destroyed. Extended play bonus battles. All Black Knight's castles destroyed. Both battles are not awarded in 3 or 4 player games. New skill sense feature. Warlords sense his degree of player skill and automatically adjust to provide equal game time opportunity with any degree of player ability. Oh, huh. Immediate challenge. Players 8 seconds to hit a castle wall before the second fireball is released. For the novice, Warlords waits for players to learn the game. There's 30 seconds to catch a fireball. Oh, okay. Huh. There's like semi-AI. Okay. Pretty fucking cool. Let's see. I want to go back to... Let's see. So, my number 2 favorite game of my top... That's like top 10. I meant top 5. Top 5, Yari. Bruh. I think just top 10's like always just like the big like thing. No, this is my top 5. Okay. So number 2 on my top 5 is gonna be it's gonna have to be Yar's Revenge. Fucking this actually I should share that because it's like long though. This comes with like a cassette tape or like a record, I don't know, for that time period. 82 cassette tape, telling the story of what this is. So in the future, mankind goes to space, and aboard their ship there were some houseflies, and their ship is suddenly like destroyed by like this like alien ship, but like the flies survive. And they all crash land on the planet, and the flies become like mutated and become like an alien, like sentient race of flies. They can become Yars, the Yars. And then they're having like this like the nice peaceful like high tech civilization. Suddenly the aliens return and wipe out their fucking like home, and they're like, "Yo, this shit sucks. We will now have our revenge against the aliens." So fucking fucking crazy shit. And you know what? I lied. My number back to my number. My number 2 is gonna be fucking Black Widow. This twin stick shooter. Just the fact that it's a twin stick, it's got a little spider, another vector graphic game, and I love the aesthetic. I want to see like the actually let me go and start game. I love this like this spider on the top there. Right stick. Oh, wait. It sometimes like does a thing. Oh. Far out difficulty. It's like meh. It's like, ooh, okay, intriguing. Oh, they have like little like bombs. What an extraordinary noise. Yeah. I do love just like the simple gameplay of this one. Once again, it just doesn't fuck around. It's just like here's like shoot the bugs. Ugh. I'm annoyed by the bomb ones though. The fucking bomb ones. Goddamn the bomb ones. Okay, I have to be very mindful of those ones. Fuck. Ah! Okay, maybe I shouldn't choose like the highest difficulty right away. In fact, reset game. Grab grub stakes for points. Shoot bugs and tag grub stakes. Because like the dollar signs are grub stakes. It's just so like why? But okay. Push eggs off web before they hatch. Oh, those fucking things. Shoot grenade bugs with caution. Those fucking things. Boom. Black Widow. Let's like speed this up. I want for sure. For sure. Wave 5. Shoot dollar books. They're like bonus points. Yeah. Kill it. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. Money. Get points. I actually really love like an arcade cabinet like this. It's simple and effective and it's addicting gameplay. Oh, I'm gonna push that bug. No! Fuck. This bug, the bug. Those like barriers, that's what I gotta watch out for. Oh, it's, oh fuck. It's like a web barrier thing, you have to move around them. Oh, you fuck. Fuck it. Damn you. That's pretty fucking cool. Now we got grenades again. No, my grub stick. Ah! Bleh. I can't put it into there. I wonder what like causes these lines, barrier line things, and if I can clear them somehow. Oh god, no! Fuck! Game over. Good shit though, good shit. Let me look at the... Oh, is there no like view or like cabinet thing? Hold on, was this like a released game? Yeah, it was actually released. Yeah, it was not like a prototype. Like, no, this came out. So my number 1 game is gonna be Yari's Revenge. Like, oh, I want to see how to select game variation. Let's see, cannon doesn't bounce. Cannon doesn't bounce. Oh, there's 2-player mode. Cannon bounces. Ultimate Yars. Let's do fucking Ultimate Yars. What we gotta do is we gotta clear this out. And do a fucking... You know, I'm not sure how to like actually... Is it trigger? Other trigger? What are my controls? No! I didn't mean to start the game. Fuck. What's my controls? Like the big weapon. A. But where's like the big fucker weapon? I must figure it out. I mean, you know, there's not many buttons on the Atari controller. This is the one button. How do I fire the big murder beam? I must remember before I forget. I can just clear all this because I can. Is it in here? No. Oh, wait, I had it for like a second. What the fuck? I just gotta wait around a little while. The ad for this is hilarious. It's like, you're Yars, you're a little fly, Yars. You gotta protect your planet from the evil Dorbions or whatever. Okay. If I went over here and there was like a murder beam for just like a second. This bullshit. Where's my murder fucker beam? Where's my murder beam? Ah, there it is. Yeah, gotcha. Like once again, addictive the gameplay. Ooh, I love this shit where it's like, oh, it's kind of where it has like this force field where you can't like shoot. It's like optimal shooting position, but it's like no, you must shoot either far or close. I can do this. No. You can like munch on the force field. No. Okay. Now I want the murder beam. Aha. Oh shit. Okay. Oh, I'm on now. Okay, if I time this right. Oh, close. Have to like go back every time to get to the beam. Let me just borrow your beam real quick. Okay. Ooh, calculated. Gonna do it one more time. No, fuck. This one's easy because it's just like a big cavity. Where's my murder beam? I need the murder beam to shoot the mother brain. This is. Where's my murder beam? Give me my murder beam. Do I have to touch this thing? And then, like, touch the wall. Okay. Okay. And. Booyah. Fuck! I have 1 life left. Let's, like, touch the evil robot to, like, activate the beam. Gotcha! Now back to 1, okay. And just back to this, okay. Cool, cool. Good shit, good shit. Let's look at the manual. I love this art too, just robo-fly thing. Terminology. Yar, a fly simulator on direct user control. Energy missile. Missile shot by Yar. So even the manual says it's Yar. Well, it's a Yar. It's a species Yar. Quartile. Laser-like object on the right side of the screen behind the shield. Shield, cells, destroyer missile, guide missile put out by Quartile to destroy Yars. Zorlon cannon, pulsing, scintillating fireball appears left side of the screen and traverses the screen horizontally. Swirl, neutral zone, entering path. And this shows like there's Zorlon cannon, Yar, Quartile. Break the path through the shield, destroy the Quartile, is blast from Zorlon cannon. And fire the retro rockets at the photon zorbulator. Yar will move all the directions to be pushed. Screen wraps from top to bottom. Fly off that screen appear at the bottom of the screen. Oh, I didn't really didn't pay attention to that part. Oh yeah, game 0. Simplest version, a good choice for young children to play. It is a slow destroyer missile. Two-player version of game 0, normal game with 2 alternating shield configurations plus destroyer missile and scroll traveling at normal speed. And then there's game 4, Zorlon cannon bounce off the shield. Watch out, destroy you on return flight. There are 2 shield configurations plus destroyer missile and scroll traveling at normal speeds. Ultimate Yars, bouncing Zorlon cannon plus an unusual twisted signature from the normal Yar gains. Version must bounce at Yar against the left side screen, makes the Zorlon cannon appear, also can appear in the range 5. Trons. Trons are units of energy which you collect at the following rate. Wait. Eat a cell from the shield, touch a Quartile, and then catch a Zorlon cannon shot after it bounced off the shield. Oh, you can catch the... catch it? But I thought that would, like, kill you. Huh. If you ever bounce off the side of the left side of the Trons, you will not get the shot, but you won't lose the Trons either. Version Ultimate Yars. Yeah. And then just the points, helpful hints. Oh yes, mission log. Neato. Fucking neato. Good shit. But yeah, just for the lore and the, like, very simplicity, like, but, like, it's like it's like Pong, but, like, boss mode Pong, kinda, in a weird way. I have to put this at number 1 for my Atari, like, top 5. This is good shit, good shit. But now let's go and watch some. Let's check out Arcade Origins. We already saw the this first like little tab here with Zizagy. On June 27th, 1972, Dabney and Bushnell incorporated their company in the state of California, but the name Zizagy was already taken. Instead, they chose Atari, a term of the Japanese game of Go. Company briefly continued to use their name Zizagy, however. There's some footage. I'll take a drink.
30 years to pretty much the present, the arcades have been relegated to the back rooms and the side streets and
the back rooms. Oh,
an unsavory type of place. What we want to do is bring the amusement game to age. If we can give it a new zip and a pizzazz, it's going to be financially successful as well as, I think, a very serious part in the leisure time activity of the American people.
Like, it's so prophetic of how that, like, now here I am playing these games in my home on my computer with the controller, just fucking I could play like online games, and how big it was came from that. Like, goddamn, like, fuck, fuck.
Of traditional pinball machines and computer technology has resulted in the birth of a new breed of amusement games. And Nolan Bushnell is the man handing out the cigars.
Look at my fucking Pong console. Look, Pong consoles. Pong, Pong, Pong. This must be like a factory though. Like, I mean, yeah. Like, you know, it's funny. I thought about it. It's like, why doesn't Pong have like a home cartridge edition? Like, there were plenty of Pong consoles. As AVGN reviewed a bunch of them. Like, Sears had them, Nintendo had them, JVC had them. All sorts of companies had their own Pong consoles. You could plug them into your TV and they were just plug and play, just Pong. But it's weird that like Atari never just had Pong on the Atari 2600 or 5800 or whatever. But I guess it's because Pong utilized like analog controls and not like, you know, like a joystick. But there was Breakout on the home console. They could have just, you know, made a variant of Pong for the home console. I don't know. It's just weird. They never just. It's like, I guess, kind of in a way, it's like how Nintendo never like had like. Well, they had Mario Bros, but no one played Mario Bros. They played Super Mario Bros on NES. No one gave a shit about Mario Bros on the NES. And I guess it's like the same thing with like Pac-Man. There were plenty of Pac-Man games on consoles, but like the arcade version at the time was still like the superior version. So I guess they were just like, oh, well, I'll keep Pong and like, you know, the Pong consoles in the arcade, whatever. Like, it's just so kind of weird they never took that to the home. But anyway.
Games, computer space, and Pong, and believes that they and others like them will move the pinball industry out of America's bus stations and bowling alleys and into the space age.
And it fucking did.
In 1971, Bushnell invented computer space.
I gotta wonder why that's not in this collection. Maybe it's like one of those like unemulatable games where it's like it's so like baffling and like it's like impossible to like get, or maybe it's like too primitive. Like, it's like the first quote video games made with like radar equipment. There's no way to like emulate that shit. It's just like basic, just fucking, I don't know. Oh, sorry, my throat. Ah. But yeah, shit. It's just so interesting.
Production rights to Nutting Associates in Mountain View, California, for royalties based on the number of games sold. It proved a good deal for both parties. Sales
so fucking 70s.
1,500 machines.
Space.
Computer space, like Pong, sells for around $1,000 and is played on the screen of a standard television set, which has been programmed to display the desired game.
It looks like an asteroid, but just very, very, very simplistic.
To shoot down enemy flying saucers while avoiding their missiles.
It's all just. It looks like it's all just LCD, like all like little lights that light, boop, 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 like, you know, individual like light bulbs lit up. It is on television screen, so it's not light bulbs. So I don't know.
He was able to form his own company, Syzygy Corporation in Santa Clara,
I just love
California,
Syzygy.
to produce the game. He has already sold over 1,000 machines and expects to sell 10,000 in the United States by the end of the year. Pong, as the name might indicate, is a game of video ping pong. The two players turn dials which control their electronic paddles and volley with an equally electronic ball. First player to score 15 points wins. While Bushnell did design and program both his games, the technology he uses dates back to the late 1950s.
Oh.
Thanks to research by the Defense Department in the wake of Sputnik, Bushnell is now able to act out his dream of a nation inhabited by thousands of Pong and computer space games.
The government spends millions of dollars on this technology, and as a result, now it's cheap enough that we can put it into a game and sell it for 25 cents for a few minutes, and make $1 out of it. It's something that the research and development really was done many years ago, and now it's cheap enough that with PC boards and integrated circuits, we can use that technology to our advantage.
It's funny because that's how the internet was like made too. That was just military stuff, communications across, you know, regions through fiber optic communication, and then it was like let's put that in the home, see how that works. Let's see if that like takes off, and now we have YouTube and Twitter and everything. It's like the military tech. Then it's like, oh, here you go. Households have this stuff. Video games. Shit.
The basic electronic unit of Bushnell's games is the integrated circuit. Each of these small chips is capable of storing large amounts of information.
That's about
The program
20
is
kilobytes.
determined by specific combinations of these units to form a PC or printed circuit board. The printed
Wait, but there's personal computer. No.
circuit board then tells the TV screen what to do. A
Oh, that
single printed
TV,
circuit
oh.
board is all that is required to
I had a
operate Pong.
TV like that at one
15
point.
years ago, it would have
Not with a
taken
handle, but it had like
pins
the
and wiring to run an average house.
dial.
Bushnell
Crank,
first
crank,
saw the
crank.
commercial potential of video games in a game called Space War, which has been played at computer centers around the country for several years.
We used to play Space War a lot at the AI project at Stanford, which is a big computer complex. And
Jez in chat. Lump of coal. It's been a while. That one's industrial. I gotta think of like industrial song pertaining to 1980s industry Atari. Let me think.
one day it just hit, this is a lot of fun, to be able to package it and sell it for a price. And
Buy it, sell, you want it. Well, now what? Wait, no, let me think, how's it start? He thought we were selling out, laying down, sucking up to the man. Well, now I've got some advice for you, little buddy. Before you point your finger, you should know that I'm the man. I'm the fucking man, and you're the fucking man as well. So you can put that fucking finger up your ass. There you go. There's your industrial song. Or should I skip forward? Or that was it. Also, it's finger points. So it works. It works. Also, hi, Dad. How's it going?
And, one thing leads to another, and pretty soon, from doodling on a scratch pad, you're actually working out some basic block diagrams, and from there you think, boy, it's going to work.
It's gonna work. Genius of Atari was created a fully formed commercial game that was designed for the masses and accessible to the masses. Creator of Defender. That's good shit. I believe Defender is also Atari. No, Activision. I'm sorry, keep fucking. We'll start with an A. That's why it's not in this collection. Well, it's just a game company kickstarted Silicon Valley. Oh. A lot of what we think is in Sunnyvale of Atari. I think that ethos of creativity and openness that wasn't common back in the 70s and 80s, and yet Atari pioneered that. Current CEO of Atari, Wade Rosen. Alright. Oh, this was quoted in 2022, and this is 73, 72. Pong. There's Pong. Birth of Pong. Ooh, here we go. Al Alcorn, creator of Pong, discusses the design process of that kind of game and how the signature sound effects came from the lack of resources. Oh. Let's have a look-see here. In the beginning, there was Pong.
You know what the Atari motto is? Innovative leisure, right? Well, it didn't say innovative arcade games. It didn't say innovative video games. It said innovative leisure. It was broad from day one. I mean, Nolan always had a consumer game in his mind because that's what he hired me to do. And I wound up doing the wrong thing and making a hit coin-op game, right? When I was at Amtech.
Once again, like I said last time I streamed this, like the best things are made by accident. Like Mortal Kombat was made as just like a quick little like, oh, here's this friggin' like fighting game. They're common. It's two dudes on the screen punch each other. Of course, they had the gore. It had like the over the top fucking blood and brutal gore. It was made by like 4 people. Graphic guys, programmers, music guy, and that was it. It wasn't like a big fucking thing. Like it wasn't a Mario Bros. It wasn't a like a Contra. It was just like, oh, here's this thing, and it fucking sold like hotcakes. It's like, holy shit, fucking yeah.
I learned how to make sync generators, synchronizing the basic fundamental circuit necessary to get a TV signal, because we had to generate an analog signal. So you do that, and you get the ball at one speed, and you put paddles up, and it's a very, very boring game. And So I added the speed up and I added the angles off of that, just what to make it playable, interesting. and so it started getting a little interesting. That's cute. And no one said, well, it's got to have a score. We had a pretty good game, and hey, great. So what are you gonna do for sound? He goes, sound? I'm already over budget. What am I gonna do? No one said, well, I want the sound of a roar of a crowd of thousands applauding your win. And Ted said, I want boos and hisses. And I'm thinking, how do I do that? I got video. I got the goddamn game up. Now you want me to do this? I'll be right back. So I pissed around for a day and poked around. Sounds had already existed in the vertical sync generator. Gated them out with a 555 timer. I love it. Years later, the sound is so well thought out, so appropriate. It's like, are you kidding me? It was just, just thrown together in spite of what the boss said.
Fuck. It's fun. One thing, like, it's all kind of like boom, 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 boom. It's just those little sounds, but like it's just like, I had to like fucking toss this in. He couldn't really give the boss what he wanted, but it sound whatever. It just turned out working well. So that's the curse of the artist, where like it's looking at like a design point. It's like, no, this like sucks. But like, someone was like, no, you kidding me? That's like fucking great. Holy shit! It's like, wow, we.
So that was how Pong came to be.
Yeah. Alright. Flyers. Pong. It was two-player video game skill game. Pong. Pong doubles. Other companies quickly looking to capitalize on Pong's success with clone machines, as those machines I mentioned. Atari looked to improve on the experience. Pong doubles at 4 players getting on the fun. Oh god, so that's Warlords, but like different. Okay, Puppy Pong. So the most coin-operated games are installed in bars and thus accessible to children. Atari developed Puppy Pong, a device meant to be installed in the waiting rooms of puppy offices. The idea did not catch on, and Puppy Pong only had a small production run. Huh, okay. I remember like waiting in like waiting rooms back in like the early 90s and seeing like Donkey Kong Country on like TVs. It was so like weird. Legend of the Broken Pong Machine. One of the often told stories of the origin of the game industry is the tale of the Al Alcorn being called by the manager of Andy Caps, the Sunnyvale bar where the first Pong prototype was on display, to fix the broken machine. Alcorn and many other gaming industry legends recount the tale in the video feature. So what was it? Broken Pong.
So everybody's heard the Pong story. Probably everybody's heard the Pong story.
I don't recall, but
I've heard it many times, and from Al Alcorn himself, who designed Pong. So
the story I've heard.
hi, Tim
is that
Schafer.
They installed one of the first Pong machines in the tavern and let people play it as a test.
Put it out into an arcade and see if it makes money. I mean, that's the market research.
My understanding was Ted built a cabinet, a tabletop, simple cabinet over the weekend. And a coin mech bolted to the side of the cabinet, tabletop type of big thing was sit on a barrel.
Placing a interactive video machine somewhere and having people play it was still a relatively new concept. Nobody knew if it was going to go.
Oh, what is the name?
Yeah, I still miss. I remember my dad just take me to like the gas stations, and there'd be like arcade cabinets in the gas stations, and just playing them while you pick up whatever gas, snacks, whatever. But just I miss just seeing just arcade cabinets just in the gas stations, like playing idle mode. Just fucking that was a nice aesthetic. But it's such like I remember arcade cabinets are in gas stations. It was like, what are you talking about? But like, I love seeing that shit in Fortnite. That they know what's up. It's like, oh my god. But yeah. Anyway.
The bar in Palo Alto.
San Jose?
No, it was Andy Caps.
It was Santa Clara?
Sunnyvale.
So we'll put it in Andy Caps. It's a coin-op game, be it fragile and humble, and so we did.
That was like a big gamble too. Like, okay, we gotta put this like cabinet, this electronic big old cabinet with Pong, in this bar, in this tavern where people are gonna be drunk. Fucking. They might like spill beer on it or bump the cabinet. But it's like, we're gonna see if this works, and it did.
Well, my memory is that he gets a phone call, the game's busted,
which of course is the usual thing you get on a support line. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
What is it, and in what way does it not work? Well, it doesn't work.
The bar owner or manager at the time kind of yelled at them and like accused them of their game being shoddy because it had already broken down and it was no longer functioning or working.
And they get a call, later on that night, and like, hey, this thing broke, come and pick up this piece of shit game and get it out of here. This thing broke, I'm not gonna waste my time fixing this crap.
But anyway, the machine, we got the word that it stopped working, and I figured it could be anything, and I'd go out there and take a look at it. And so I went to the machine, and the first thing you do is you want to try to play the game, because the machine was on in a tracked mode, so it was working, but you couldn't start a game. So you open up the coin box to basically flip the micro switch to give yourself a free game, because I'm not going to waste a quarter,
And so they went down to see what's wrong with the machine to fix it, and what they found out was that it wasn't broken. It was just that so many people had played it, they'd filled the coin box with quarters, and it was jammed, and it couldn't take any more.
Bruh.
So many people had played it that it couldn't accept any more money.
The game is broken because it's stuffed so full of quarters.
Completely stuffed with quarters.
It was a small. I remember it was kind of small. If I remember, it was a small space. It just filled up with the quarters, and it wouldn't take it.
When I opened up the coin mech,
It's a good problem.
Gussed out. Whoa,
Too many quarters.
That's impressive.
It's the equivalent of like crashing a server. You launch a new website, it's so popular. So they crashed the server on Pong.
And one of the other reasons it was also so popular was...
Oh, that's Cliff Bleszinski. That's oh, wait. Cliff Bleszinski. That's the guy that made Just Jackrabbit, I think. Or is that Mustard? No, fuck. Is this Mr. Epic Games? I think. I can't recall.
Because you could play it with one hand while you're still holding a pint in your other hand. And that also was one of those things that, eventually many years later led to the rise of the fun barcades that we have, and we can enjoy now.
I sure wish our city had one of those. I hear of Dave & Buster's, but I hear they're very like modern. It's like, here's Flappy Bird, the arcade game, or here's Fruit Ninja, or the Candy Crush. I'm like, no, give me Mortal Kombat, give me fucking House of the Dead, give me that shit. Silent Scope.
I always say with a little twinkle in his eye.
DDR.
This is a problem I can fix.
Basically, the way it worked was you take the money, the deal you have, and you split the take with the owner of the bar. And so I did that, and I had this sack.
Is that how that worked too? How that do? You split the take. Okay, that's cool. I never knew how that was divvied at the end of the day.
Quarters, and the next day I come into work and I said, I got the machine fixed, and here's the problem: goddamn thing's making too much money. Really?
But it was one of those great moments where something that supposedly was failing was actually such a huge success that no one could recognize. It was truly the ugly duckling version of technology.
Because you remember, Nolan thought he was like, this is just a placeholder until we get to design the really good game. Because who's going to play this stupid shit?
They went on to produce all these classic, memorable arcade titles for years.
I mean, yeah, I never go out and actually seek Pong, but it does have its place in history. But it's just whatever. And I can see oh, this is stupid shit ass fucking move the blocks to hit the ball. Whatever, no one's gonna play this shit. Oh, making money now. Okay. But this is just a simple hold a beer and electronic entertainment sort of game. Sure, which I my top 5, the Black Widow, Centipede, very simple games. Just whatever, just chill stuff, good stuff.
That allowed the company to survive and be so much more than a one-hit wonder. So that's my understanding of the history of Pong.
It's a great story if it's short.
When a story is good, there's some doubt about it. Well, that's too good to be really true. It's probably a boring version of it. That's actually true.
It sounds realistic to me. I mean, I've kind of seen that happen in my own. And when you do get a really great game, the coins will just overflow, and it's kind of a cool feeling.
Anyway, that's how that all happened.
Raw Thrills, I know that company. Didn't they made the new Burnout, quote unquote Burnout game, if I recall. Or did they make the new Cruisin'? Fuck. Space Race. For Atari's second game, it went back to space genre. Space Race challenged two players to get a spaceship top screen first while dodging asteroid field. Although space games would eventually be some of the top earners at the arcade, Space Race was not a success. What that's not playable in this collection? Maybe once again, like difficult to emulate and like that sort of thing. I don't know. Gotcha! Both games. Simple puzzle maze game, which one player attempts to catch the other. What made Gotcha controversial were the pink domes covering the joysticks, which were meant to resemble breasts. Wowee. Why? The game's escape flyer extended the metaphor, and ultimately the domes were removed from the machines because of the cost concerns. Wowee. Touch me. What the fuck? Atari coin operated machine called Touch Me was not a video game. Electronic device chain challenged a player to repeat the red lightning pattern button presses. It was oh, Ralph Baer. The inventor of home gaming consoles saw a Touch Me machine and was prepared to improve on it and made Simon Says basically yeah that shit yeah. Key games. Atari was quite 753 while being held back by the fact that coin-operated machine distributors wanted exclusive agreements to create a competitor called Key Games, a separate company headed by Joe Keenan that would sell similar machines to other distributors. Key Game Elimination was released by Atari, Quadra Pong, for example. Tank. That's a combat game, just like Key Games. Not a clone of Atari's product. Quadra Tank. Oh, is this like new? Oh shit. First new entry in the Tank series since '78. Quantum Tank is 4-player twisted classic tank combat gameplay developed by Eclipse. Oh, okay. So this is like, yeah. Okay. That's a reimagined game. Avoid that. If it's like one of those like multiplayer games, we can avoid that. Transistor CPUs. Those arcade games like Tank and Pong were not software programs. Oh, okay. There we go. They were built purely on custom computer hardware bound on massive motherboards. The 75 release is incredibly affordable MOS 6502 processor meant that Atari could now program their games in software, which brought us, oh yes, Home Pong. Although the Magnavox Odyssey designed by Ralph Baer had already come out in '72, home video game craze truly kicked off with the widest successful Home Pong. First released as shown here by the retailer Sears as Telegames Pong for the '75 Christmas season. Yep, we got like 1 billion ones of these. They just had Pong, or like variations of Pong, and they just plug into your TV and play them, and that was it. Yeah. Atari Pinball. Atari launched the Pinball division in '75 with the aim of innovating on a popular game. Atari built more expensive machines with fancy computer hardware and larger playfields, but the new technology was not reliable. Atari quickly left the pinball business, but not before producing some interesting tables. Oh, here we go. Pinball history, alright. Pinball history of Atari.
Atari really, why were they in the pinball business? You know, here they had this tiger by the tail of video games. You know, just this supernova of creativity and possibilities, and you know they were nailing it left and right, creating new genres every other week. Why would you mess around with pinball?
Well, it's still kind of there.
Our games were just not working, you know, and due to reliability, poor engineering, you know, thermal issues, issues of the games just falling apart, poor hardware design. You know, it just, I could see the writing was on the wall that we were going to go down. I mean, the pinball division was just a massive disaster.
Oof.
It was issues.
Oh shit.
You know, it's kind of the, you know, kind of the hubris of, you know, I guess Silicon Valley. Even in that era.
God damn it.
Oh, these morons in Chicago, they make these crappy old games. You know, like, you know, we're going to redesign everything. We're going to put the display down in the bottom. We're going to, you know, put the boards, you know, underneath the play field so all the crap falls in and shorts out the things. I mean, it was really horrific design, and they caught on fire.
Remember the Ouya? Speaking of Silicon Valley. Ouya!
The screws fell out.
Remember?
You know, it was
Metaverse?
As far as like design and also testing. So there was a lot of games that
these pinballs. Atarians. Atari entered the pinball market in '77 with just pinball stuff. Man, let's move on from that. Breakout. Ah, yes. Designed by Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Sounds pretty cool. Breakout. It was actually like themed around like breaking out of like a jail. Okay, I see the breakout. Neo Breakout. Ah yes. Clash of Cultures. In November '76, Warner Communications acquired Atari for $26 million. About $130 million in 2022. Jesus Christ. I mean, like, back then, like, wow. Atari's main reason for seeking a buyer was that it needed funding to produce its first game console with interchangeable cartridges, Atari VCS. But the marriage of Atari's freewheeling spirit and Warner's corporate culture would prove an uneasy one. Warner Communications was for a part eager to expand its entertainment holdings, seeing video games as an entertainment industry with growth potential. After buying Atari, quickly began investigating more money to just grow the business. So it's already bad sign there that Warner bought them. Like, Warner, 'cause even nowadays, we relate this to nowadays, Warner has what was Midway Games. It's now NetherRealm Studios, which made Mortal Kombat, and now all they make is just Mortal Kombat. It's a moneymaker. While Midway had so many licenses, fucking Spy Hunter, fucking Joust, fucking Smash TV. Imagine if they made a Smash TV Battle Royale nowadays. I'm sorry, I love Smash TV and I love the Battle Royale. That's why I love Battle Royale, because I love Smash TV. And I loved Radical Heights because I was basically just Smash TV as a Battle Royale, but it shut down too damn quick. Damn it. That was Cliffy Benensky, I believe, who made that. Or that was the other guy, fuck. But anyway, but yeah, shit, Midway, fucking, their Extreme Sports Division, fucking, so many games. Now they make it just fucking, Mortal Kombat because it's a moneymaker. Thanks, Warner. Although, wait, well, Warner? Yeah, WB Warner. I was like, WB is a separate division? No, it's just Warner. Ray Kassar, Harvard Business School graduate Ray Kassar, joined as successful country in textiles before Warner installed him as president and CEO of Atari. Oh, okay. R&D. A Faithful Shirt. Just another high-strung prima donna from Atari. The relationship between Atari's designers management and Warner did not improve when executive Ray Kassar called the designers a bunch of high-strung prima donnas. Newspaper interview. In response to designers printed these shirts, which and wore them to work. Wowee. So you're gonna fucking call shit on us? Okay, we're prima donnas? Okay, we're gonna wear these shirts. Basically, like I went to blank and all I got was this T-shirt, like, of the day. Okay. For a number of people miffed at the high-strung prima donna thing, Carlina, who was one of the graphic artists of the publication group, just thought a little and said, "That'd make a great T-shirt." Mike Alba from Atari Programmer. Fuck. Did they do drugs at Atari? Let's check this out.
You will hear stories of hot tubs in the lobby and drug use in the office, and I'm here to tell you that none of that happened in my department. We started smoking pot right in our office.
What? What? None of that happened here. So we were smoking pot, and I guess it's like, no, my department's clean. No, that like that other division over there. No, that. Okay.
Rob and I were like the premier pot. Sorry, Rob. I and some other person who occasionally shared an office with me for 5 years at Atari. However,
it was 80s. It was a different time.
Freaking work. We would just fire up right in the office. It's like, who knows why? It's like, this is like, it's illegal.
I mean, illegal. It was California in the 80s. I'm pretty sure. It's like in my state, in Montana, back in like the 60s, I believe. People would drive up and down just the big old street, and they'd have a 6-pack of beer with them. Sheriff might high schoolers. Sheriff would pull them over, or like not sheriff, but like a police officer. It's like, hey, give me one of those. Crack. You have a nice day. It's like, okay, just different cities, different culture, different time period. Of course, that was 60s, but you know, still.
It wasn't even a sense of privilege. It was just mindlessness. I worked in a satellite office. I started in 1977, which was still pretty early. It was only 18 months since the 2600 came out.
Right, it was
there
70s, not 80s.
There was no hot tub in the lobby of the office that I went to. There was no drug use
Almost
in
80s.
Atari, though I don't doubt that it was over where Howard and Todd Fry were working.
Drugs were consumed at Atari by all kinds of people at all levels of management, from the bottom to the top, and all over engineering. Not everybody did drugs, but some people did, and some people enjoyed them, and some people abused them, and some people went to the hospital on them. And but by and large, drugs were a relatively nominal factor. Drugs, you know, there was a lot of marijuana, and it was participated a lot in brainstorming.
It is funny because you quote, "Wow, were the devs on drugs when they made this game?" They could have very well been back in this time period, like this explanation here, and that's definite proof. Things like, yo, dude, what if like there was a story about aliens? And like the flies survived like this spaceship crash and became a hyper intelligent race, and we made like a Pong-like game, but like you're a fly and there's lasers. Whoa, dude, fucking radical. Like there you go.
So we had the way of, you know, trying to incorporate drugs into our productivity model.
I went home and I smoked a joint, a little bit of cocaine.
With a little bit of cocaine and a little bit of psilocybin. How do I say it?
Drugs.
Psilocybin. Marijuana with cocaine and psilocybin. What the f? That's just like a joint. You'll pastime. No, that's whew. That's more than just like a buzz.
I was sitting there, I was about half gone when I realized, oh, you could do that. And it's like I put it out, and I went, and I wrote a page of notes. And my design for that kernel was exactly what it ended up shipping. It was like
What game was it? What game was it?
You get everything organized.
You know, they did have good deliveries of cannabis in the inter-office mail.
By mail.
Primary use of those yellow manila envelopes. So I think it was, you know, Fridays or Monday. I think it was Fridays when you get these really thick envelopes coming through the system. You know, and it was weird. It was like there was a guy working there, and his job was he was the weed dealer.
God damn.
That was his sole job at the whole company.
And there was a very straight German VP of hardware down the hallway in the building. I have no idea. He complained to management about the smell of pot smoke in the corridors. So they got him an office in a different building.
I have been asthmatic since I've been 12. I need drugs to breathe. I did not do drugs because drugs to me were something that let you get up in the morning, you know, and breathe. So and nor did I think I wanted to mix those things. The high of me was doing the work, and I was always a happy guy. So I just didn't feel I needed it. So I never did drugs, but there were a lot there.
Don't put too much stock in the fact that every Atari employee was stoned out of their minds while making drugs.
I mean, there was all kinds of drugs consumed at Atari, but the real drug at Atari was going into a store and seeing your product, seeing your game on a shelf.
Fuck. That was a sprint game. Alright. Video music. Did that just reset something on the screen? Something just happened there. No, I think we're fine. Testing? Yeah, we're good. First electronic music visualizer ever sold commercially. Music visualizer. Atari video music would be hooked up to a user's stereo system and television set to display psychedelic visuals, reminiscent of Atari VCS graphics, to the rhythms of what music is playing. Oh, okay, so like the little bars, like okay, that's pretty cool. Variety of knobs, buttons in front of the device that users adjust the images. I was like, oh, okay. Music looks so good. Music you can watch. It's pretty cool. Fire truck. Super Bug. First game designed by Wendy Allen, Nee Howard Delman. Fire truck. Super Breakout. Super Breakout. Lunar Lander. Another Atari first. I mean, it was a big game. Hell, I played the Lunar Lander music from Time Splitters 2 for the pre-stream. That I love the little mini game in that game. Other games look different from raster games, and there was a mental shift in game design to working with vector graphics. Vector sector. Touch me. Satisfaction. You'll super break out on the. Oh, we get a little 3D model. So that's based off like this is tennis, okay. And not, you know. Yeah. Handheld advertisement. High contrast knob. Asteroids. Oh, there, yep. Biggest selling arcade game of all time. Asteroids. 3 ways to play. Yo, I like, ooh. Cocktail. So you can just, put your beer on the side there. That's why they call it cocktail, because, it's like a cocktail table. It's just play a video game and just have booze on the wooden countertop. Fucking good shit. Damn it. Well, it comes to be placed in a location where place was tight. So Asteroids was offered in cabaret and horizontal cocktail table version as well as 10 upright cabinet. So what's cabaret? Oh, that's like itty bitty. I see, where it's like built in. Okay, cabaret. This is a raster game called Planet Grab. Different play dynamics. The object of the game was claim more planets than your opponent. Okay. Missile Command. It's Ultimate Battle Action Experience. Missile Command is a war. There's a cabaret cabinet. Cocktail. God, I love the wood paneling on those. Good shit. I bet, like... God, buying an arcade cabinet is already, like, expensive. I bet buying, like, a cocktail cabinet of something is even more goddamn expensive. Like, oh. Cosmos, a holographic handheld. What the fuck is this? January 81, Atari announced that it would release Cosmos, a handheld gaming system in which each game would be displayed atop a custom hologram image. The game graphics were made of simple LED lights, but hologram with dynamic backup. Atari never released the Cosmos. Oh, okay, so it was like a prototype thing. Alright, interesting. Huh. Dreams of holograms. Alright, so I never knew about this stuff. That's pretty neat.
When was this? 1980, 81, that time frame. Prior to Ray Kassar's emergence, I was part of the executive staff, and Nolan, Joe, I, Steve Bristow, Gil, Dennis Groff, finance, we were all friends and no politics and all that, and we all worked together and part of the team. It was great. Once Ray took over, nope, it was all a closed office, and he met with all his hires from Procter & Gamble. And
oh, the
so
toothpaste company?
Okay, I'm out of this. I'm either going to have to quit because Nolan had gone, Joe had gone, Lipkin, everybody had gone. I figured, well, I'll go back. This is my baby. I'm going to do it one more time. And we had used holography. We couldn't keep secrets at Atari. We were just no good at it.
Probably the weed.
So, we decided the best thing to do was put out disinformation. So one of the best ones was the next coin-op game's going to have holography in it. It was like, what the hell is that? I knew what it was, because having been to college and studied this physics and stuff. But that was just. But anyway, I decided, well, I'll do something. Let's do something in holography. Maybe there's something there. I'll take it. Sounds hard. Sounds interesting. I know a little bit about it. And we proceeded to explore holography and what could be done, and came up with a holographic toy that basically sold it to Ray, saying, "How would you like?" Because the cartridge video game business.
That looks just so like there was an era of like this era like when holograms were like big, even like early '90s. Like look, holographic like sunglasses, holographic like lenticular things. Like, imagine had this come out, it would have been like, whoa, that holographic portable game console. Holy shit, dude. It has a nice aesthetic to it. I like it.
To be very good. How would you like to have a system where the cartridge, it's a cartridge-based system, but the cartridges are half the cost of, everything is half the cost of the VCS. Hey, go ahead. It were very simple. They were nothing more than an LED, a simple LED game.
Oh, it's like a Tiger game.
In those days. The only difference was we had a hologram with 2 images on it. You look through this box, and there were 2 lamps inside, and when you crash a spaceship, you'd see a hologram of a spaceship crashing. And but you could look through this half metallized mylar and play a Space Invader game or something like that. We did all the work, put everything together, got a chip designed, package designed, and at the end Ray wouldn't. We even took it to the toy fair or the consumer. And marketing wouldn't show it, wouldn't back it up, and we did it ourselves, engineering. And we think we sold 100,000 of them, but Ray would not release it. And I realized that was it. We're not going to release that. I mean, this is now in a time when if it failed, you wouldn't even notice it. It wouldn't be a pimple on the balance sheet. But they were afraid to do it. Back when the whole company was way sure we'd do it. So that was the end of my career.
Oof. Holography. The future. Never seen anything like it before. Atari game plan. Interesting. Let's see, this is 81 too. Okay, 81. America at the Giant Arcade. No longer novelties of relegated back pinball parlors. Coin-operated video games became ubiquitous in the early 1980s. Games could now be found not only in thousands of decade arcades, but also in bowling alleys, restaurants, laundromats, supermarkets, gas stations. Heavily anywhere people might be found with quarters in their pockets with a little time in their hands. Yep. Asteroids Deluxe. Killer Satellite. Marquee. Original art. Some good shit. Yeah. Let's see here. Warlords. According to the Warlords arcade flag, the player's shield is officially called a Power Stone. It also knows that the game will automatically just difficulty playing by players with less experience. Yeah. God, I love that cocktail. It's not like wood, like wooden on the side, but like it's got a nice like thing to it. Also, let me see. While the Pong style game was on its way out in favor of the arcades, Atari still had one last hit up its sleeve with Warlords. 4-player competitive breakout style game which each player had to defend their castle over another 3. Played the hell heavily to this day, it is a landmark entry in the history of local multiplayer versus gaming. So it's cool about too. It's like a big multiplayer game. Warlords, yeah. It's like that's pretty cool. Centipede. Dating the Atari's run of hit arcade games was Centipede, designed by Donna Bailey and Ed Logg. Bailey's colorful pastel design stood out in arcades full of harsh outer space settings, which is also why I like it. It's this green, insect, raw, colorful, not like, space. It's cool. Centipede played more women players than most other games at the time. That's true too. This played more by women than men, so the cute bug game. New game ideas, description, just like planning of like the certain score, shoot destroys enemy during bonus score, just sentence speed. Yeah, very like concept designs, movement of the bugs. Very that's kind of cool. Theme Dragon Quest, Dragon trying to steal your gold jewels, limited mobility at night, a wizard. Reskin is a Dragon Quest theme game. Emotional flyer. Oh, I love that cocktail cabinet, with the green all around it. That's pretty nice. Yeah. Oh yeah, but I saw like that too, yeah. So this whole thing, I saw that part. We didn't like look down here like, ooh, look at this shit. Notable and quotable. While Sierra never could have made Centipede without the help of more experienced people at Atari, it's equally true that Atari never could have made Centipede without me, Donna Bailey. I see. That's how I see with like Oddworld. Like Sherry McKenna made Oddworld. Laurel Nending was like there, but like Sherry made Oddworld. Because now it's just Lorne and he has no fucking idea what he's doing with it. I hate modern Oddworld, but I love classic Oddworld. Tempest. The advent of color vector monitors meant that Atari's vector games could now burst with a rainbow of crisp, bright hues. First among them was Dave Thurer's Tempest, which was the new graphics to create a striking studio 3D playfield on which frantic shooting contest took place. I like how my top three are just like 81. They all came out with the same like time period, which is damn it. It was a good year, I guess, for these games. Oh yeah, Maze Invaders. Tempest. I saw those, yeah. Wait. Oh yeah, the coin. Maze Invaders, the one that never came out, right? Yeah, prototype version game. Is we getting more like dialogue? No, just yeah. Very nice. Space Duel. 2 players, 4 speakers. More space. Gravatar. More space. Millipede. Wait, was this also the non-released one? No. But yeah, fucking Millipede. Goddamn Millipede. More challenging, more complex version of Centipede. Millipede's development was led by Ed Log, although without Donna Bailey would put well-known game and hardware developer Mark Cerny, then just 18 years old now, new hire. Sorry, working on Millipede. I missed the green already. Fantasy backstory was from a fairy tale. Millipede enforced far away, only you can stop the insect invaders. The Archer and the Millipede. Oh, so it's like really like fantasy. Okay, it's just yeah. Millipede, if Centipede drove you buggy, this game's sure is to raid your brain. I like how they went to like a forest set for that. Okay. Description, focus test. Let's play this one again. Good. There we go. Oh yeah, we played this before like last time, but like I just want to see like after playing Centipede right away. Let's see how this plays again. Like a visible playing field, how far you can move. It has like the poison, like DDTs. Oh, that's poison gas. Damn it! It's fucking spider, spooter, dragon. It's actually killer millipede. Yeah. I guess I'm just sucker for like the green aesthetic of Centipede. Just, oh, yeah, it's way faster from mine. It's just way like, oh god. Yo, holy shit. Calculated. Damn. Oh, ladybug. Yeah. Ugh. Oh, you fucker. Ugh. Oh no, last one. Oh no. Fleas. Yeah. We got more. And more. And more. Ugh. I think this one's cool, but once again, I prefer a Centipede just because I don't know. Ugh. And here comes a hail of bugs. Just sucker for that. The big green bug aesthetic over the red bug. It's like meh. Liberator. Oh yeah, that one. Quantum. Oh yeah, this ray tracing one. Not rays, but you know, like tracing rays. Created Elizabeth Betty Ryan was the first woman to be played by as a game programmer at General Computer Corporation. She also programmed several Atari console games. Okay. The one that never released. They apparently derived from the phrase, also known as another Ralston Howley. With some extra letters. What? Why? Black Widow. Oh, I want more info in this game. Fuck. Like more like data. Rather than being sold as full arcade cabinet, Black Widow was only offered as a conversion kit. The arcade operators would install to turn their graphics card machines into a game more closely resembling Tempest. Black Widow also was like, oh, okay, huh. Black Widow was a very early example of twin-stick shooter in which the player used one joystick to move the player around the wrong directions. Food fight. Ah, yes, this game. Food fight! Got the t-shirt. Where's no food fight? T-shirt. That's cute. Coin video corner. Alright. Crystal Castles. The bear. Name's Bentley Bear. Was he the Mario of Atari? Maybe. Major Havoc. The bonus is Breakout. Major Havoc notified us that Breakout can be played for a few seconds before the actual gameplay starts. The bonus lift can be earned. Oh yeah, this fucking like multi-genre game. This like hard as fuck. 2 games in 1. It's like 3 fucking games. But yeah. Firefox. Really. The advent later takes allowed arcade games to be present in full quality video sequences. Although designers had to get rather creative with them because interactivity was extremely limited. Firefox used footage from a 1982 Clint Eastwood movie. Players could insert coins and start a game in order to lengthen their flights. Huh. Intriguing. Cloak and Dagger. It's a simple kit that can revive an older, low-earning game specifically for 4 games made by Atari's competition. Really? Hold on. Conversion kit for Defender, Stargate, Robotron 2084, and Joust. Revive an older, low-earning, just competition. Like, all those games aren't selling too well. Make this over one of them. Wowee. Huh. Interesting. That's like, oh, your Sega game's not selling too well. Put this, like, Nintendo game on top of it. Fuck. Saving the life of your investment. Well then. I robot this weird ass game. 8th Revolution. While Atari's origins were in the video arcade, it also created the first device that could be put in video games by extension computers into millions of American homes. Read on to explore the history of Atari VCS. Okay. Let's see here. Arcade comes home. Today, well over 90% of American homes have at least one computer, and they have changed our lives forever. For millions, the first computer in the home was the Atari video computer system. Don't watch TV tonight? Play it! Addition to the home version of Pong, Atari released dedicated consoles that played versions of its video pinball and stunt cycle arcade games. But clones were catching up, and the company knew they probably could play more than just one game if wanted to earn permanent spot in most living rooms. I see, so that's why it's like all these like Pong clones. Let's make our own like thing. And there we go. The video computer system, the VCS. In September 1977, Atari launched the video computer system, later known as the 2600. It's part of a new wave of game consoles which had no games built in, but stored them separately in ROM cartridges. Technology superior didn't come cheap. The VCS launched at $200, about almost $1,000 for this console nowadays. That's more than the fucking the PS triple, more than the fucking Neo Geo. Holy shit! What is a VCS? Let me take a drink.
On the simplest level, what the VCS, the Atari 2600, what that is, it's a combination of plastic and computer chips that enables you to play a video game, an interactive video game on your home.
I should just buy an Atari console and buy like Yar's Revenge, like right there. Fucking, why not do that? That'd be fucking great.
Which is something that never really happened before.
If you're making an arcade game, it begins as a hardware project. If you need something more in the hardware...
You know what I forgot to do? I have dark mode. I forgot to actually enable dark mode. Holy shit, Yari. Holy shit, Yari. Let me just do that right now. Okay, we are back. Alright.
Just put it in
Just
the
for more
hardware and you can use
aesthetic.
it in your game. The Atari 2600, we didn't have that luxury. The game was already in Grandma's house. It was already hooked up to her TV. All we could do is make a different cartridge, sell that to the person, he plugs it in.
It was the thing that made video games a worldwide phenomenon. And all it is it's a box that enables you to play an interactive game on your TV. But on a cultural level, that's such a huge thing to do, because there were two things that achieved that changed the world, literally changed the world. One is it put computers in homes. At
This
a
is true.
time where IBM only had about 10,000 PCs sold altogether, Atari had millions of units installed. And every
Hold
one of
on.
those millions of PCs
There's controllers that have like fucking.
that achieved literally changed the
Hold on.
because they're huge on a but
Damn it.
on a
I was
cultural
trying to pause, but
level,
like advance like forward like
that's
by a
such
second.
huge thing to do, because there were two things that changed the world.
Put computers. Those little controllers have like little analog dials on them. Analog, the little twisted bits. Yeah. So, but they still didn't put Pong on this thing with that controller in mind. Huh. Very interesting. Anyway.
It put computers in homes. Only PCs sold all had millions
There
of
we go.
units installed. And every one of those was a computer in the home. The other thing it did was it created an interactive medium with television, which was always a passive medium. Before video games, people were just zombies sitting on the couch watching TV.
I mean,
But
it's always
video
the thing,
games
but sure.
turned people into zombies, jumping up and down on the couch, yelling at the TV.
Shoot the alien! Ah, get the bug! Get the mushroom! Ah, bonus points! Yes.
And that was a very different experience. And I think that was huge in terms of taking people from a passive state to an active state. And we're still learning the implications of that.
Hey, yo, Ches, if you're still in the chat, did you ever have an Atari? Did you ever have an Atari back then? Joystick. The VCS included two controllers that seem simple today. Oh, it came with two controllers. That's a rare. That's in fact that doesn't happen nowadays. Now it's like, you want player 2? Fuck you! You buy a separate controller. It's like, wow, damn. But all were games needed at the time: a 4-way digital joystick and a single fire button. It means that Atari players use their right hands to move their left hand to fire. Opposite the standard control layouts. It is like interesting. Like now you move with right, shoot. Yeah. Paddle, yep, there's that thing. The launch VCS also included a pair of paddle controllers, unlike the device used to give the player a more fine-grained control over games in the style of Pong. Paddles using same technology as volume no control knobs, and then gradually increasing signal to the console as they were turned. But once again, no fucking Pong on this console. But you designed the thing for Pong for the console, but didn't put Pong on the console. Why didn't you put Pong on this console? I guess everyone already had their fill of Pong. Well, okay, 1977, hold on. 77 versus 71. It had been, several years. Like, oh, Pong's old news. Fucking just, whatever. I guess. Combat. I love how there's like, the 3D things of this. Like, here's this box for combat. We already saw combat from last time we played. Code. A small program is made of 2 kilobytes of data. 2 kilobytes of data. Just image shown here is 500 kilobytes in size. Yeah, so it's like 2 dots of that. Fuck. Air sea battle. Surround. Unofficially based on this arcade game Blockade Company. Gremlin. Oh yeah, Snake. It's Snake. Arcade the home. Let's see how this went.
The entire reason that Atari created the Atari 2600 home console was to put their arcade hits into the home. If we can sell home versions of our arcade hit games into the home, we can sell millions
The
of them.
cuter version of
instead just
Centipede.
take quarters from the thousands of people who go to arcades. And so the hardware was designed to make it possible to play Tank and Pong.
But you didn't have fucking Pong on this thing. Or let me go to eBay and check real quick. Was there a variant of Pong for the Atari 2600? Pong Atari 2600. Combat. Pong Sports. Tele 50 games. Pong Sports. Combat. I'm not seeing fucking Pong anywhere here. Unless Combat, did that turn into Pong with like one of the modes? No, I don't know. Fuck. Very interesting.
That's about all that they did in the hardware. So
Or what if it was built into the console? Like just on the thing plugged in, just turn it on and it's Pong. No, yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Distinction
No.
is this. Coin-Op gets to use more expensive hardware. They get to use tons and tons of hardware, and they get to refresh their hardware all the time.
I had played an Outlaw-like game in the arcade. I think it was Midway. And, you know, I was just told to make a game, so I said, well, here's an idea. Two guys shooting at each other. And so I made that game. My goal
Red
is to
Dead
try to make
Redemption.
it like the arcade game. So I could look at the arcade game and say, this is what it has to do. There really wasn't any need for me to have communication with the arcade guys. I'm particularly proud of the Atari 2600 Canyon Bomber because it also has the Atari arcade game Depth Charge in it. So it turns out that in a 2K byte Atari 2600 cartridge, I simulated both Canyon Bomber and Depth Charge, which were probably $3,000 arcade game hardware.
When I was young, when I was little, I remember there was this drugstore, and in their comic book rack, they had these abridged versions of great literature. You'd read it, and it was the whole story of Treasure Island, War and Peace, a comic book. But that whole notion of an abridged version, that is what was going to happen.
When I did Donkey Kong, I had, not surprisingly, absolutely
the Atari.
with Nintendo.
Oh.
Rico was able to get me a machine. So I had a machine that I could play and look at, and I had already played the game. And like David said, with Canyon Bomber, the game is the spec. Frankly, the hardware is so different in its capabilities that I can't think of any value I would have had getting into touch with anybody at Nintendo. It's like talking to the guy who created the Porsche Carrera about making a bicycle.
Fuck.
It's like, there's not a lot there.
Yeah.
Not a lot you're going to tell me. Here's this masterpiece and do it on this toaster.
Yeah, oof.
And I was young enough and stupid enough to not be intimidated. But I wasn't because I was just a kid. I was like, no big deal.
Alright. Outlaw. Canyon Bomber. 3D. Oh, this fucking mess of a game. I do like the artwork though. Ah, yes, tic tac toe, beep boop, Keyboard controllers, oh god. While the original VCS joystick was elegant in simplicity, it did limit the types of games that its system could play. Released in December 1978, the keyboard controllers were Atari's first attempt at solving this, giving the player a number pad style array of 12 buttons. Fucking A. Hunt and Score. Codebreaker. Brain Games. Don't watch TV tonight. Play it! Activision. Ah, here we go. Around this time, the Atari developers Larry Kaplan, Alan Miller, David Crane, Bob Whitehead came to the realization that the games they had developed for the DS had brought them tens of millions of dollars in profit. but they were paid very low salaries and did not receive credit for their work. They quit Atari and formed Activision, gaming's first third-party console developer. Interesting. They're like, we're not making enough money, so fuck, we're making our own company. And releasing games like, you know, Pitfall, yeah, stuff like that, yeah, like, interesting. Huh. Plus, we're making 16 million Atari, we're getting paid 20,000. I mean, it's kind of like the voice actor thing today, where it's like, I'm getting paid 5,000 for this, like, $1 million like game industry. It's like, yeah, everyone's getting paid, not just you, sweetheart. Damn it, fucking, you're coming in to read some lines. I can do that. I'm sorry, not to shit on the voice acting companies, whatever the industry, but fucking people like be like, oh, where's my money? It's like, you got your money. Fucking be happy with it. Monday started was Friday after the Friday the 3 at Activision 4 left in early August 1979. Well, there was a bunch of talent that left, and it turns out that they weren't completely irreplaceable. They were completely replaceable. Creative Sword Quest. Oh shit, Todd Fry. Activision proved the third-party company could make games with profits by delivering cartridges for the CS. The company's charged employees left to form iMagic in '81. Over the next few years, many companies began publishing Atari VCS games, including media giants like CBS Electronics, 20th Century Fox. Toy and board game markets like Coleco, Mattel, Milton Bradley, Parker Brothers, Avalon Hill, Fish Game Powerhouses, Sega, and Konami. Yep, fuck. Try to light real quick. It's getting dark in my room. Hold on. Let me just shit. My headphone's stuck in the goddamn chair. My cable. I'm gonna play this video while I'm doing that. Okay, lights are up.
One of the more influential Atari games that hit me hard was Adventure.
Adventure had been a very popular game. Adventure is related to really a nerdy game. It's related to like text adventures or to Dungeons and Dragons more than any of the other things, any of the other intellectual property or content on the 2600.
So many games were just like kind of shooters and, you know, combat and whatnot, things like that were very simple. But Adventure really broke the mold for what the 2600.
So don't get this freaking duck away from me.
One of the most like, I feel like magical, impactful moments on with the Atari games is that we got Adventure, and I saw the cover at the drugstore because that's where we had to buy video games at the drugstore behind the photo counter, and we got it home. I was so excited to play it. I just didn't read the instructions. I just ripped it out of the box and like played it and started playing it. And I was like, I'm this dot, and there's like, you know, the duck chasing me, and I got an arrow, and I can't figure out what's happening. He ate me. Oh my god.
The weird thing about Adventure was the dragons were supposed to be dragons, but they just looked like ducks. I don't know what they were thinking there.
The bridge and the bat, it was so baffling. I really loved that experience of somewhat confused experience, and I feel like that's actually something I love still in games now. When there's that moment of like, what the?
It's like Elden Ring. Like, oh, what the fuck is this thing?
They can just surprise you. They can make you feel really bewildered, and then as you slowly figure out how they work, that's part of the pleasure of them. I think is that not knowing what to expect.
Yeah.
So that moment of being surprised by Adventure is really stuck with me. Another thing I like about Adventure that I try to incorporate is that feeling that the game is really alive. The characters who are in that world live even when you're not looking at them on the screen. Like when the dragon or the bat flies on the screen in Adventure, you feel like it's been on a journey. It's been somewhere. Oh, the bat went over and it stole the shield. It stole the sword, and now it's in the rooms. Like you don't feel like it was just spawned in that room. It's been in another room doing bat adventures.
Bat
what
adventures.
It provided for me was a sense of mystery and exploration that would later influence the 2D adventure games that I would make that would help launch my career.
Let me see. Landmark. It's funny how, like, the back of the box don't have it. It's just like, here's, you know, basic information about like playability, joystick controller. That's it. Front of the box, just like, here's your game. Yeah. Crown. These little like dudes. Yeah, where's the bat? Yeah, this is chill ass dragon. Oh yes, the first secret Easter eggs in video games. Star designers did not get public credit for their work. Warren Robinett had his name in the game as player went through the elaborate sequence of moves. Secret revealed. Magazine 82. Sneaky programmer. Dodge him. Oh, I say! I love this fucking. Oh, you gods. Man, the VCS is hard. Oh boy.
So one of the first questions they asked me at Atari was, what do you want to work on? So I just said to him, I said, what's the dirtiest, most basic elemental system that you have? And he goes, oh, well, that's the VCS. And I said, well, that's where I want to start.
I mean, the constraints on the programmers were worse than I ever even imagined were possible.
2600 doesn't draw a screen. It doesn't draw any. What it does is it has these little logic devices, these counters and shift registers that say, this is the start of the screen, this is the left side of the screen. The electron beam is moving to the right. I'm going to count. I know how fast the electron beam is moving. I'm going to count until the electron beam is somewhere on the screen, and then I'm going to change the color on the screen for a little itsy bit.
There's only one console where you have to think about the electron gun moving across the screen, what machine cycle you're on, and when you can show stuff on the screen. That's such a fun and unique and annoying challenge that it really hooks you.
It's the most fun I've ever had making a game. What do you say, Dave?
Fun might not be the word. You know, it is the most challenging thing you could do. When we were doing it at Atari and at Activision, there were fewer than 100 people in the world who could do what we were doing. And that in itself was, you know, very positive, very uplifting. It's really a sense of accomplishment. If you can create something that, you know, a million people love on this horribly limited piece of hardware, you've created something. You know, have a sense of accomplishment.
You know, there I saw a video by Stop Skeletons from Fighting. There was a fully working prototype, like almost near finished, of Castlevania Symphony of the Night for the goddamn Tiger Gamecom system, the handheld fucking like shitty game. It was basically just like those the Tiger games were like just slightly better, but still just a big piece of shit. But it had like probably like 70% of the castle. There was no underground area, no water areas, underground area, no Coliseum, but no functioning elevator, no functioning librarian, but fully like the text and the equipment screen, and bosses were there, familiars, spells, and even the goddamn inverted castle. I was like, what the fuck? And had that been released, I would have been like, holy shit, they got Symphony of the Night on the goddamn Tiger Gamecom. And it would have been probably the best thing on that system. The only noteworthy thing on the goddamn system. But aside from like Duke Nukem with the damn aliens wrapped up my brain. That horrible like audio chip. But like, fuck. Yeah.
And there are very few things more technical challenging than trying to get a game out of the VCS in the first place, because the VCS was a very technically limited machine. It sounds like a fabulous thing, and when it first came out, it was, because people had never seen anything like it.
I don't know if other people are as rewarded by it, but you're overcoming tremendous challenges. There's nothing that's easy to do on the 2600. And you're winning, right? I love winning.
And the other thing that's fun about playing them still is that they're all 60 frames a second. They have to hit that or the screen won't draw. So they're all even much better than I think consoles that came out a few years afterward. They all feel really fast when you play them. No Atari game has any sort of lag or anything because they had no option.
Yeah.
It's like when today, in hindsight, people criticize the first screen of Donkey Kong on the 2600. When I finished that screen, I thought it was a miracle.
It's like, oh shit, I got this thing to work. Fuck.
You get people on Facebook today saying it's the biggest piece of junk I ever saw. You just have to understand perspective where you were at the time.
Yeah.
The programmers that worked with that machine were magicians.
Yeah, black magic developer stuff back in the day. Yep. Yeah, I commend that. Fucking not Itoi. Iwata, rest in peace Iwata from Nintendo. He looked at Pokemon Gold and Silver and was like, this is too short. Let me just cram like 70% of Kanto into this cartridge. There you go. Kanto in Gold and Silver. So yeah, good shit. Circuit board of the console. Interface adapter. Missile command. Cover art. Yeah. Nice Vader helmet. This is wall art. Tie-in product. Whoa. Great recognition of your continuing service support. We hereby present Rob Foodlop certificate of appreciation. Good for one free turkey. Love that like ye old font. We'll do 2.5 million copies sold. Rob Full-Up expected a substantial bonus check that year. Instead, given this coupon for a free turkey. Let him quit Atari and co-found publisher iMagic. Yeah, it's like you made us this big selling game, this like $2.5 million game back in like the fucking back in what year was this? The fucking 81. $2.5 million game. Here's one free turkey. It's like, oh, bruh. Not even like a raise. Well, even like a bonus check. Just here's a thank you for, like, god damn it, 80s. Warlords. Yes, there it is. It's night. Royal family. There's artwork of King Frederick and his four warring quadruplets, Dominic, Marcus, Philippe, and Restivo. Okay. Manuel, Steve Hendricks. Wait, yo, hold on, Manuel. I want to check this shit out. Yep, Warlords. I want to see, like, the manual. Yo, okay, that's pretty cool. I love the, like, pseudo. It's like, they couldn't, like, capture game footage. It's like, here's, like, our like drawn interpretation or whatever, like what they use for like felt. I don't know. This is interesting. No, I should go back. You can use control. Yep, there's those. Well, I think it's still weird they never had actual just Pong on this thing. But I'm thinking it had been 5-6 years. It's like, oh, let's make something new. No Pong on this thing. We have 4-player Pong. We have good Pong. Damn it. Tips and tricks. Save $12. Whoa. Have you played Warlords today? Oh, yo. Defend King Castle in this electronic battle royale. Yo, battle royale. Asteroids. 81 Atari has estimated 80% of share in home video game market and accounted for 1/3 of Warner's earnings, pulling in over $1 billion in revenue. Warner's success during that period is widely credited as the explosion of home video games. Here's a place where your job is to come in, make stuff up. You just gotta have something clever and new at the end of the day that didn't exist at the beginning of that day, and that's a good day at work. Instead of yours revenge. Nice. Really, really important thing about video games is that they're media products like writing or like movies, but they're dynamic and interactive. That's the first time that such a thing was possible. Actually, a historic event. So that's make a movie thing, but like as long as you make it dynamic and interactive, it's don't make it too movie like. That's where you get God of War, and it's like no, super breakout. Haunted house. I think I love this. These bats. The first survival horror game. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yo. Fuck. Haunted house. This was like the first cover. I was like, oh, let's use this one with some bats on it. Ooh, and a spider. Wall art. Oh, I would love that. Haunted houses, yeah. Yari's Revenge. One of the two masterpieces of the VCS era, Yari's Revenge was the first game developed by Howard Scott Warshaw. Originally asked to create a home version of a arcade game called Star Castle, Warshaw decided instead to create... Oh, you got a little back art! Original VCS game. Enhanced it with the storyline that was turned into a comic book. And an audio thing. I guess cassette tape? Must have been a cassette tape. Opportunity to produce entertainment. Potentially millions of people. Well, that was something I'd always dreamed of. Never knew how I'd get there, but now that I had this opportunity, I didn't want to waste it. Howard Scott Warshaw. Signed copy. Warshaw said his target designer is to be officially created for his own game. Today, when his autographed fans copy Yari's Revenge, he signed it yours truly, Howard Scott Warshaw. It sucked. No god.
So I looked over this.
Well, that's the guy.
It was Star Castle. I played it a bunch. I thought about it on the VCS. I looked it over and I realized, holy crap, this is going to suck. This is going to absolutely suck. And I could not afford to have my first project suck. I did a little preparation, and then I marched myself into Dennis Koval's office, and I said, look, instead of doing this, I'd like to do this. This is something that I think uses some of the basic game ideas, but I think this is something...
I need to buy a copy of that. Physical copy in a box.
And I just made this little presentation to him.
Maybe the $100 one is like new edition.
Okay, you know what? Go for it. The first thing I put up on the screen was an animated character. Most people use a block because they want to start working out their game mechanics and stuff like that. I put up an animation. That was the first thing I put up on a screen. And people would go by and they go, wow, that looks cool. What does it do? I'd be like, nothing. You know? I mean, that's what it does. There it is. I'm still working on it. Don't worry. It's like, and then it got to the point where it was time to actually play it and have some of the stuff. So I had achieved my goal of trying to make something interesting. And it sucked as a game. I was exactly caught in the place I didn't want to be. So what I did was I started taking feedback, which was extremely painful to hear people telling me how much my game sucked. The only thing that really made it tolerable was that I wasn't so self-deluded at that point that I didn't realize it sucked also. Until I worked out making some of the changes and getting it through, I was in very bad shape. And I was feeling some very negative feedback from some other people, and I was feeling, you know, I'm usually the person who's hardest on myself, and that was a tough time for me. And I had to get through that before I could hear what people were saying and start to work on it. And I had to release myself from, but I have to have this, but I have to have this. You know, as a therapist, I always catch people when they say I have to. I always love people say, you know, I have to, but I have to do this. And I always stop and I say, look, you don't have to. Obviously, you don't have to because you're not doing it, right? You don't have to, but you could, but there's probably a reason you're not. And the reason I'm able to give that lesson to my clients now is because I had to get over that. I had this have to that was making things not work. And until I could let that go, I couldn't make the game succeed. And when I did, it forced me to think in new ways, to think outside the box, and to go come up with some other left field solution. And when I made those changes, then suddenly yours was really good.
Yeah, good shit, good shit. 82, so came out a year after like my other top like 4 games. What's in the name? There's no cover art. It's gorgeous. Right, artist Hiro Kimura. Very nice. Interior manual art. Roar! Crush are yours! No, you will survive! Buzz buzz! Comic book. Yo, there they are! Your new recruit is here, sir. Very well, son of a I'll dispense with subliminaries and get right down to business. First, you will learn the secrets of our sacred past. We Yars actually descended from the common housefly, still found on planet Earth. Oh, the whole goddamn thing. Let's read through this. Our early ancestors were brought into space quite accidentally. On board the Earth's first insular excursion vehicle. More fruit supplies, Jake. But I'm in Galley 5. I wish I can go imagine traveling to another solar system. The ship launched with a burst of flame, hurtles through the Earth's atmosphere, heads deep in the future. A strange formation just appeared in our path. No time to... Zoom. Eventually, this noteworthy ship crashed right here in the Razak solar system. When the radioactive dust finally settled the flies, Maxi and the only survivors had gained new powers, transformed into magnificent creatures after known as Yars. We Yars populated the 3rd, 4th, and 5th planets of the Razak solar system, where we established an ordinary and productive community. We were able to live peacefully and enjoy our newfound powers. This is some great fucking lore. This is my number one favorite Atari game right now. Like, I'm calling it right here, like, yes. And indeed, our powers are extraordinary. We can fly freely from planet to planet. We can devour any substance, jump, and convert it into energy missiles powerful enough to vaporize solid rock. just alright, cool. To protect our peaceful community, we designed the invisible Zorlon cannon. An attack came before we were able to complete the cannon. Our enemy, the Kotil, decimated Planet 4 without warning, dissolving it into a radioactive field. Fuck. Immediately, our top priority became driving the Kotil from our midst. We must avenge the destruction of Planet 4! We devised a secret plan, making use of our strengths, our unfinished cannon, and what little we know of the enemy. I will now disclose the details of this plan, for your eyes only. The enemy is based on the moon just across from the neutral zone, which is Planet 4. The base is protected by an energy shield composed of cosmic cells. The Kotil hides behind the shield and fires destroyer missiles and worse, something called swirls. like solar flares sort of thing. Like, oh god. We are safe from destroyer missiles in the neutral zone. Oh, like, so while you're in that big, like, radioactive fucking thing, okay, that's neutral zone. But while taking cover there, we lose our own ability to fire and communicate. We're not safe from swirls in the zone. They are deadly anywhere. So missiles we're safe from, but not the swirls. Okay. Before battle, Yars pass through the armament center. Outfitted as warriors, they take off from the base and attempt to complete the following mission. First, a path must be broken to the Kotil shield. That is a ship. There's a ship that they pilot. That's pretty cool. Here's our fly ship. By firing energy missiles at it, or devouring the cells, then the Zorlon cannon must be called in to the rest. Because we never finished the aiming system, the cannon is difficult, even dangerous to use, so listen carefully. To summon the cannon, you must devour a cell or touch the Kotil. This will signal our base to launch the cannon in a horizontal line and a flight course. To aim the cannon, line up with the Kotil. Communicate back to the base when you're ready to fire. Then fly out of the way, fast. If you don't, the cannon will invariably hit you first. Now you have heard our sacred history and known the details of our battle mission. Now it's up to you to destroy the enemy and avenge our community. And so, another brave Yar flies off to fight the Kotil. Will this one scout have the courage and skill needed to rid the Yars of ruthless enemy? And most important, can you help him? Fucking lore, fucking story. Good fucking shit. I love this. The Kotil Ultimatum. What else is there? So many commercials. So many, and then it was so good they made it into the enhanced version. So fucking let's go. What's in the name? What's in the name?
One of the product managers came by who was responsible for this product, and he goes, "Hey, well, we're working on naming your game." And I said, "Can I make a submission? Can I submit a name?" And he goes, "Sure, why not?" I said, "Okay, I tell you what, come by here tomorrow morning." I said, "You guys won't have it settled by tomorrow, will you?" He goes, "No." I said, "Come by tomorrow morning, I will have something for you. I will have a submission for you." So now I know what I'm doing for the rest of the evening. And I don't know if you ever tried it before. When you just try to make up a new word, everything sounds stupid.
Yeah.
At least it does for me. I can't come up with something that sounds cool. Everything sounds kind of dumb. So being the algorithmic thinker that I can be at times, I thought, well, if I can't just spontaneously come up with some name, I should come up with a way to derive the name. I'll come up with an algorithm. It's a simple title. What's going on? Maybe I need an action thing. You know, because it's an action game, I need an action word. I don't know the name of the character, but I thought, you know, revenge. Revenge is a great action word because everybody wants revenge. Right? So I figure I'll go with revenge, and now all I need is whose revenge is it? Now I just need the name of the character. And then I thought, well, one of the great ciphers is, writing something backwards. That's never a bad idea. The head of the company's name is Ray Kazal. And Ray spelled backwards, that's Yar. And Yar sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's got a Y
cool.
in it. So it's got like sci-fi, with
Yari.
Y's and Z's, and maybe an X somewhere. That's good sci-fi stuff. And I
Yeah.
sat down and I wrote a 10-page story called The Yarian Revenge of Razak IV.
Yari.
And that was that was going to be the title of the game, The Yarian Revenge of Razak IV. I stayed all night in the office. I was done like 3:30. I just laid down on the floor in my office and got a little sleep. And then around 10, in comes the marketing manager. And so I handed him the package. I go, here you go. This is the package for the story. I didn't realize it fully at the time, but what I had done was I had created the first backstory in the history of video games.
Fuck. That is fucking cool. It's like, here's this character, and here's his reason for doing things, and here's the plot, and here's the... that's fucking cool. That's highly commendable. That's commendable. Fucking awesome. Fucking awesome. That's a commercial. Yar's Revenge. Atari produced a 2-minute commercial with a state-of-the-art computer graphics and ran to movie theaters in 1982, produced by the pioneering computer graphics advertising firm Robert Abel. No associates, the ad starred actor Rod Davidson as a game designer dreaming up new ideas. Fly.
A fly. I'll have a mutant fly. Hello, Yar. You'll need some protection. Ion zone. Shift chroma. Intensify. Okay, now you need some weapons. You have a formidable enemy. The Kotile.
Oh, this is fucking cool.
Watch it, Yar. He has a lethal drone. And some other tricks up his sleeve. Spiral. Go. Good move, Yar. Now I have a surprise for you.
No.
Swarm cannon. Use it, Yar. Fire again. Got him.
Yeah.
That's revenge. Yar's Revenge. A video game. Yeah, this can be fun. This can be a lot of fun. Like asteroids. Get him. Do it. Beautiful. Watch it. Disintegrate. Now let's go into deeper space. Galactic map. Sector 11. Hyperspace. Sights in. Cylon warships. Attack. Steady. Stand by. Photons. Star Raiders. That's it. Star Raiders.
Star Raiders. Oh. Flashing image warning.
Let's see what we can come up with next.
We're Atari. We have the vision, and we invented the technology to bring the excitement home to you.
Fucking good shit. Good shit. Making of a high-tech ad. Oh, just like the whole like document. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Anyway, for this commemorative moment, let's play Yar's Revenge Enhanced again. This fucking cool ass shit. Yeah. Oh shit. I immediately fucked up. Alright, let me just almost. Shit. Yeah. Oh. Look at the stage 3. Okay, I gotta go in and like start munching on this. Hungry fly. Oh, drone. I tried to like squeeze through there, but no. Okay, you fucker. I just like... yeah, swirl. Oh shit. I was trying to just fire. I didn't realize I had my Zalon cannon activated. Okay. Okay. Cannon's active. But I just... oh, so close. Okay. Damn it. Okay. Shit. Oh, I'm back to stage 1. Fuck. Good job, Yari. Good job, Yar. Damn it. It was firing where I was gonna be. Cheater! Okay. Ah, come on. And booyah. Yeah. Okay. This stage again. Ugh. Through to the fences. Neutral zone. Oh shit. Munch through it. Okay. Good, good. And then... ooh. Ah, fucking drone. Okay, okay. Ah, I didn't have the fucking drone. Good job, Yari. Good job, Yari. Okay, okay. We got this. We got this. Yeah! Okay, okay. One more. Let's select it back to level 1. Oh, it's just back to level 1. Never mind. I guess they actually like OG manual for this one, even though it's like the bigger one, but like whatevs. Good fucking game. Good fucking game. I love Yar's Revenge. Yar's Revenge. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, oh, that's 10 because it's the dual page. I see how it works. How much that comic is nowadays? Probably like fucking $500 used. What goes up? Summer of '82, Atari was on top of the world. This game sold millions of copies each. Millions of people around the world played Atari every day, and major new games are on the horizon. But the video game industry's fortunes were to turn. Yup, here comes the crash. Trouble in Paradise. The game industry was about to suffer a major market crash in '83. That didn't mean there were no games to play. On the contrary, some of the best games of the Atari 600 were released during these years. 600. With the remaining releases of the next generation platform, Atari 5200, Atari rebranded the VCS Atari 2600. We used a new model of the system with the same form factor, without the 1970s era wood paneling color scheme. I kind of like the wood paneling they used to have, though. Damn, now it's just like... now it's like a router or something. They survived in the wooden game machine. When the wooden game machine was out. At Crossroads. Today we understand there's a video game console cycle. Game consoles become obsolete after several years, replaced with new technology. But '82 was not what they understood. With high-powered competition in the market, Atari wasn't sure what to do in response. Stick with the 2600, use new hardware. Turns out it tried to do both. Yeah, it's like that's a thing. Like, yeah, because nowadays we have PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, PS5. Back then it was like this was the first thing. It's like, shit, what do we do? Do both. And there's the Intellivision. In '79, the toy company Mattel had released Intellivision, a game console with 16-bit processor and technology advances, advertising position in television software, particularly sports games. Superior to Atari's, by 1981, television sold over 1 million units. First console war had begun. The only downside is, though, is I'd played a Intellivision compilation for the Xbox back in like the 2000s. It wasn't all too great. I did love one game, and it was Night Prowler, Night Crawler, something like that. It was like you just wandering around like shooting stuff in like this spider webby dark maze. This is kind of cool, but that was like the only... oh, and the version of Warlords, which where I learned about Warlords from the Intellivision Lives collection. I was like, whoa, what's this Warlords game? Holy shit, this is rad. I was that controller is like ass. Fuck that shit. Atari age begins. In '82, the Atari launched the Atari Club, customer loyalty program that players could join to purchase Atari products directly at discounted prices. as well as issues of the new Atari Age magazine pictured. Games that are sold through the Atari Club become high-priced collector's items today. Demons to Diamonds. That fucking name. I love that name. Or now July releases magazine. Okay. Real sports. 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 I do get like a completion bonus for like getting all these things clicked. Okay. Sword Quest Earthworld. By far Atari's most ambitious project for the VCS. Sword Quest was to be a 4-game series, each game hiding a complex puzzle that would lead to a single player winning a $25,000 prize crafted from gold and gemstones. First game released was Sword Quest Earthworld, programmed by Dan Hitchens. Ah, yes, here we go. See, this was fucking as ambitious as fuck.
So Adventure was a really popular product, and we were kind of, there was some vibe around maybe a sequel to Adventure. And somewhere in there, I got the idea of doing a series of games that were contests with comic books with real prizes made by Franklin Mint. We were part of Warner Communications, and somewhere along there, we had started to be doing bits of comic books with the games. And because Warner Communications owned DC Comics. Warner Communications, I happen to know, I don't know that anyone else is paying attention, also owned Franklin Mint. Right? Franklin Mint being a collectible company. I don't know, you know, they made plates, little figurines.
Very figurine shit.
Not my scene, but you know, it's a creative world. It's hard to talk about this without going me. I don't love going me, but a lot of it was, I consider myself to basically have been the showrunner of Sword Quest. The concept was mine. The literary concept, the material. So the games are actually moderately literate and erudite, right? The whole story is put together as a lot like a Grail quest or something in Joseph Campbell. It would be a hero's journey, a spiritual evolution, a life. It's a story of a life, of a energetic, a magical life, right, through these mystical systems. So I embedded it in a lot of historical culture of mysticism, and sold the idea, and it went over big. You know, it was brave, it was ambitious, it was audacious, and it had a certain je ne sais quoi, but I don't know what it is. You know, I'll back up a little bit. There was kind of a bizarre effort to do a combination of Twitch and
Twitch.
To merge
Damn.
to create an action adventure. I think Howard tried this in Raiders, right, where he tried to make an adventure game that was built into an action game, merge the two. So I consider Howard and I.
Oh, we're talking actually Raiders of the Lost Ark? That Atari game?
Oh.
Oh.
Say this in a certain way. So you'd play this action game and maybe get a clue, a prize that you'd add to your inventory. If you had that in your inventory, then you could unlock, then you'd be on this map. You wouldn't necessarily see the map, but you'd be inside a maze, and a door would open in the maze, and there'd be another action game there. And so it was kind of like a first-person adventure with action elements. That was basically, and you know, I got looking back at it when I say it that way and knowing those in the times, it was very audacious. And it was actually very creative. It was really, you know, it was really cool.
Elden Ring. I'm not gonna play them though because they're they're extremely cryptic. They're they're contest-based cryptic adventure games. They're great, but oof, a lot of like running around, like writing down like, okay, I gotta pick up this thing, drop this thing here in this room. I gotta remember like that room over there. Oh, mini game time, that kind of stuff. It's all to earn like a number for like a comic book page to find a clue, to write the clue down, send that clue into the contest thing. Very cool. They're very cool. Oh, there's a comic book. The actual, like, comic book in here. Yo, okay. It's like, it's all right fucking here. And, like, if we can find something, like, like some of like the columns or the background stuff. There's like it's like, oh, there's a clue. There's like a word hiding there. This is very like holy shit balls. Rah. Let me just see if I can see something like the drawing my eyes across the page, seeing where like a word might lie. It was a Manticore Man. Crab. So here's this giant enemy crab. I like this goat dude here. Is that so, little girl? And Aries has a surprise for you too. So it was all like Zodiac based, so yeah. Pretty fucking cool. Play with me or die. Snort, snort. Oh, where's like a word though? I want to see if I can just find. Like, just like, yo, that guy's cool. Oh, where's. Yo. That's art. That's fucking art. Oh, the word in the bottom right, the word "the" is in the rocks. Like, shit like that. Like the other around, like you find like stuff like that among these pages. Among Us. Yo, wizardry. Damn it. Nay, it cannot be. there's an emote. So the quest begins. And then the prizes. Yeah, you can get fucking Philosopher's Stone, Crown, Talisman, Chalice, like goddamn gold gem encrusted fucking sword. And then just here's the prizes. Yeah, look at this cool shit. $150,000 contest. Official Atari handshake. What? Well then. Rebus fun. Yo, swastika. Damn it. What the fuck is... Hold on. What's that? They don't look like any other Atari games you've seen? Well... The contest after all, well, you see names of 6 names on pictures, for example. Clues! Oh, I see. Contest... 40 years now, we'll try anyway. Answer on the second page to see out of the gallery. Where's... The 5200. Ah, yes, pretty much like the Sega Genesis of Atari consoles. I like to like see it as kind of, or I guess the Nintendo as prior to like the Atari. I guess how many like bits was this technically? It was released 82. The controller. Oh, they even had that. It's like a phone. Trackball. That's big as a goddamn console, by the way. Tragedy. Oh. Because 82, like right around the door window was right around the corner was Nintendo.
The 5200 was a good idea gone horribly wrong.
The big problem that we had at Atari, the thing that killed the industry more than any other one thing, even more possibly than the E.T. video game, is that it was the first product life cycle. No one had ever been through a major success video game console life cycle. So where does it end? Nowadays, when somebody comes out with a new system, they already are designing the next system because they know the life of a system. They know a console is good for a certain number of years, and then it's going to die, it's going to fall off, and that's when we need to be ready and prepared to come in with a new system. Holy crap, you know, this
it's about that long for the next Nintendo system. Hey, Nintendo, can we have like a Super Switch, please? Or like, you know, the next thing, please. Also, was this technically the 5200? Was this like just like the Wii U of Atari? Oh, or it's just like, oh, it's like the Wii, but kinda.
Our first machine is finally falling off the cliff. We need something. We have something. We can take the 800, 400, 800 computer, repackages the 5200, and spit it out. And we can do it.
So the 5200 was basically what the 400, 800 was going to be 3 years before. It's a tough business. Business is cruel.
Yep.
And you know, like I say, I'll say it again, it was the first time anything was being done. No one knew.
And what happened was the Atari 5200, it grew very large.
It was very large, physically.
Perceived value, so bigger was better in some respects. And then marketing got really focused on the Intellivision. And Intellivisions had a bunch of buttons. They had a keypad. And they had this disc with 12 distinct regions. And so, hey, if we put an analog stick here, and one that doesn't self-center was the great idea, this will be a better marketing message than the Intellivision controller. And of course, it was a horrible experience. The company lost focus on what was important, and it was gameplay is important. You know, good games sell, bad games don't. If you've got a bad control mechanism, doesn't matter how good the graphics are.
Fucking, like the Wii U. Look down the tablet controller now. It's like, Star Fox, please don't make me do this again. No, I don't want to use the fucking big chunky tablet no more. Please, Star Fox. Yeah, oof. Big fucking oof.
It's not going to be fun to play.
Now what do you do? And that was the thing. Engineering we really wanted to do something cool, right? We wanted to do like a real next generation because the 400-800 was already last generation.
The engineering team and the creative team, the game designers, we were so upset, and we all felt that we were making a wrong decision with this controller, that we put together a petition to upper management.
Yeah, that's not the first time too. Like the Xbox, the OG Xbox had what I'm using right now, a Duke controller. It's big, huge fucking controller. Now, in the hands of teens playing Halo back in the day, it was like ginormous, like, oh, this giant fucking, oh my god. But like nowadays I love this controller. It's perfect for my hands. But like, it was so many complaints were had. They re-released, well, the Xbox. They released the controller. They made a smaller controller for the Xbox, which I had back in the day too. But like, I was like, well, it's way better. But now I was like, no, give me the fucking Duke. The Duke's way better. Holy shit. So yeah, shit.
And
it was funny that like the N64 never got like a redesign. It just had that same 3-handle controller the entire life cycle. It was still like, what the fuck's that controller? But it still works. There's plenty of good off-brand controllers for the N64, but it's just interesting thinking about that.
You just explained that, you know, this is a great product.
Also, the fact that speaking of kind of controller related, the Kinect was sold with Xbox Ones at launch, and then they just quietly, like with like future versions of the console, they were like, remove that port for the Kinect. No one uses that shit no more. And it's like, no more support for that fucking thing. So wowee.
The control is lacking. We've got some other alternatives we want you to see. And my name's number 3 on the list of the petitioners.
See, I wasn't someone who signed petitions so much as talked to people behind the scenes, because I always felt that was more like the way you operate in a corporation. And but I definitely put the word out whenever I could that, like, you know, this is something we either should have done a few years ago or, you know, can't really do now.
We told marketing, hey, we could make this 2600 compatible. They didn't want anything to do with that. They said they must be very separate and distinct. We can't have backwards compatibility, which at the time we thought might be a great feature.
I mean, Wii U sold with compatibility with Wii controllers. Hell, they're basically just use your Wii controllers with this game, basically like a Pro Controller, but like you could still just use a Wii Mote with Wii U games, like some Wii U games, which was interesting. Like nowadays you can still use, I'm pretty sure you can still use PlayStation Move controllers with the goddamn VR system they have now, which is like, okay. And now, like this, you could use an Xbox One, Xbox 360 controller with Steam games. It's like, that backward compatibility is great. It's good.
It's a good way to get people that have these Atari games already and keep them on the Atari platform instead of giving them an opportunity to jump to another platform.
Yeah.
And so...
And, like, it's surprising that, like, the Super Nintendo didn't have just, like, NES capabilities, but, like, things like, PlayStation 2 could play PlayStation games. That was a great feature. PlayStation 3 could sometimes play earlier games. Hell, mine I learned a couple of years ago. My PS3 Super Slim can play PS1 games. I didn't know that. It can play PS2 games or can play PS1 games. I'm like, what the hell? Okay, sure. I guess this is CD based, not like, PS2 disc based, I guess. But yeah, backward compatibility is a great thing.
We designed the product specifically so that you could never have 2600 compatibility. About 2 months before launch, they demanded 2600 compatibility.
Fuck.
And at that time, we had to build an adapter. And then we actually had to modify consoles that were already made, the first ones, to work with this adapter. And we called this thing the piggyback parasite. We were just horribly embarrassed by that situation.
Kind of like what Sega had to do with their goddamn the Genesis with like 32X and the CD add-on and fucking it was just like a big fucking mess.
That never should have happened.
That looks fine.
There
That
was
looks good.
some big time denial, around Atari because nobody wants their parade rained on, and when it's the best parade you've ever imagined in your life, nobody wants to see a clown. You just don't want to see it. So we did.
It's selling fine. It's selling good. It's fine. It's good. Oh, what do you mean it's not selling fine? Oh God. Super Breakout, Missile Command, Star Raiders. How much more of this do we have? Like, just it's oh God, we have a lot more. Fuck. We could just kind of skim through some of this too, like the. Wait, what's that? Centipede, the cutesy Centipede. No, fuck that shit. Give me like OG Centipede. Big scary bug. Sword Quest. We've already saw this is new. Fire World. Sword Quest Fire World. You win the gold chalice. Comic. The whole comic here for this too. Yo. It's alive! Pretty rad. Rah! Glump. Holy shit. Alright. Quadron. Real sports, soccer, sports. The Crash. Oh boy. I think we're gonna end on this. And we'll come back to this for after the crash. We'll end the stream after this like portion here. Is it going on a bit too long? It's great though. It's great, but like, yeah. Just been watching videos most of the time. It's great learning and stuff.
When you have a tragedy, and I do believe that the fall of the video game industry in the early 80s was a tragedy. It was a tragedy to many, many people. It changed a lot of lives.
I think it's pretty obvious when it comes to the video game crash that Atari didn't have control over the quality.
And it needed some sort of way to keep just anybody from writing cartridges for it.
Yeah,
so many
fucking.
people saw this video game gold rush, and they just started dumping crap. I remember going into KB toy stores and just seeing really bad box art and just really terrible looking games. And that's when I started losing interest, and the market became flooded just with garbage. And it ultimately led to, of course, things like E.T. being, actually buried in the desert like garbage.
And what happened was that E.T. became the face of the crash of the video game industry, and I, of course, was the butt behind the face. That's kind of the way it went.
Greed and hubris, that's what undid Atari. If they just had...
Shit, hold on.
Garbage.
Became the face. That E.T.
Garbage.
Did they like say like... Yeah.
When you have a tragedy, and I do...
Oh, he programmed it. Oh, oof. Oh, I went from making Yari's Revenge to programming E.T. Oh, I'm so sorry.
And the face.
Greed and hubris, that's what undid Atari.
Yeah.
If they just had worked more from a place of like focusing on making great games and delivering great games to the customer instead of like how can we maximize revenue, I feel like they'd still be a huge powerhouse today.
Frankly, Warner did not understand technology, didn't understand the consumer marketplace, the video game, and so, and they.
Why do market people like they always fuck up shit like this? Like, hell, when Microsoft they're like, you want to make Banjo 3? Is that going to be a shooting game like Gears of War? That's not going to sell. Take that game back to your shelf and give us like something we want to like sell. How about give us like a Kinect game? Yeah, that'll sell. It's like, it's always the fucking marketing team that doesn't know how the fuck to market shit because they're out of touch. because they're boomers, and it's always gonna be full of like the next generation's boomers, no matter what. And it's like, God damn it, please get with the fucking times, market team. God damn. Any and every market team, please. Like WoW's market team right now, World of Warcraft, fucking their trailers for the new expansions like cringy as hell. How do you do, fellow kids? Ugh. Anyway.
Ray Kassar, you know, I think was afraid of releasing new product because it might not be as successful as VCS. So that's a sure way to fail.
I regret that we didn't have a new console by '84 that would have made it so that Atari continued to be a really viable business.
We never, ever got down to ever having any process by which we could come up with a better system.
Even to this day, I think people do believe that, like, if they had just released like the 5200 earlier, or if they released the 7800, or they had done different things, they would could never have, like, they would have survived the crash a lot better, and they'd be like a powerhouse today. You know, like as a kid, I didn't know much about business, but I just felt like something was wrong.
No one knew anything. Certainly, no one knew how to replace an existing console with a new one.
The real one-liner about why the game industry crashed and went away
today.
Oh shit!
I think people do believe.
Or that would have.
If they didn't know much,
nobody.
They didn't know much about business.
Shit.
Today, they didn't know much about business.
No one knew anything how to replace.
There we
The
go.
real
Sorry, I
one-liner
hate the
about why the game industry crashed and went away is that it was a first product life cycle and nobody knew what to do.
Yeah. Oh, that was it. Okay. And the Alamogordo burial. September of 1983, Atari disposed of several tons of unsold or unsellable video games in a landfill in Alamogordo in New Mexico. This tale, symbolic of the market crash, passed into urban legend. In 2014, a documented crew excavated the games. Like, for a while it was like, is that true? They really happened? 2014, they went out and they checked and like, yep, we found games. Yep. Now, E.T., yeah, like, it's not the worst game on the system. It's cryptic as fuck sometimes, but like, but imagine, 80s, E.T., big Spielberg thing, like, holy fucking shit, E.T., and now it's a home video game, and it came out on Christmas fucking Day. Like, holy shit, E.T., oh my god, for Christmas, Merry Christmas, Billy, here's your new game. Oh, it's just like walking around, and it's not in this collection, sadly, but like, it's walking around like adventure, but like falling through like pitfalls like every 5 seconds, and this big guy will come get you and drag you back to the pit. It's like, oh wow, what the fuck am I doing? And just oof. But actually, how much more? If we skim through this next, like, just a bunch of games probably. I just skim through my 24-9er. Just one of the hundreds of third-party Atari 2600 games that packed the shelves in '83, although it was higher quality than most. Saboteur, Gravatar, Sword Quest War, the last Sword Quest game. And there was like no contest for this one either. It just was like, it was one of the rarest game on the Atari, I believe. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, get a prize, and then the crash happened like right at this point. Oh, yep. And there was no contest held. And, yep. Which then, that's neat. Holy shit. Wait, let me go back. Which then means there was no Air World. No Sword Quest Air World. Yo. So like fucking, yo, got this artwork. Blah. Turned over the Sword Quest Air World, and thus it never gave out the final prizes of Philosopher's Stone or the Sword and Ultimate Sorcery. In this all-new game created in 2422 by Atari's 20th anniversary, you can experience the Air World what could have been. And it's just, yeah, Air World. Yeah. Oh, it's just scripting the last stuff. Anyway, it's fine. This is... wait, hold on. I have a thing I just remembered. Yeah, this. gotta check one little thing for this. Go back to like old classic mode. Oh god. It's just like higher definition, kind of like yo. Rah! It's so cool. Yeah. Shit. I like that. God. Anyway. Good stuff, good stuff. Let's go back to highs and lows, right? Yeah, highs and lows. No, hold on. Where were we? At the crash. Here we go. We're on there. Yeah, yeah. Almost done with this. We'll finish this category and then we'll wrap up the stream. Make your own left-hand joystick. Customizing games controller was a lot easier on the VCS. Atari Age article from July, August issue, hours and years. You can get left-hand joystick in the menu by swapping a few wires. Interesting. Millipede. It's a game for babies. Oh, it comes a prototype. Because it was never released for the 50. Oh, yeah. Crystal Castles. A new boss. Warner sold Atari's home and computer division to Jack Tramiel, former CEO of Commodore 84. Tramiel laid off most of the staff, slimming Atari down, considering to focus on new generation home computers, not video games. Oh, so they Disneyed it. They Disneyed it. Oh. I knew I wasn't going to be able to keep working at Atari, and a little while later, a layoff package came. And that was one of the saddest moments of my life. Howard Scott Warshaw. Oh, oof, mood. Oh, I'm sorry, Howard Warshaw. Yar's Revenge. Oh, oof. Learn about Strike Back. Damn it. It's 7800. Originally meant to be released in 84, next generation of Atari 7800 console was put on ice until the video game market started to make a comeback in 1986. In addition to playing its own lineup of games, it was fully compatible with 2600 cartridges. So, did this thing come out? Yeah, this came out, right? So I could buy one of these, probably like even cheaper than the wood panel Atari 2800 and like play Atari games on it. Okay. And then Pro Line controller, 2 fire buttons. Designers upgrade 2600 controller. Joypad. Some of the ones included Nintendo and Sega game systems at the time. Those joysticks could be screwed in the middle of the directional pad. Huh. That might actually be pretty interesting to use. Huh. Asteroids. Centipede. So this was hold on. Did we play this one? Yeah. Yeah, it just still lacks the magic of the arcade version, in my opinion. The 2600 Junior. Oh, here we go. Also, a similar small budget version of 2600, selling just for $50 at the time. Yo, very fun, but and put more 2600 games on the shelves. That's kind of cute. We took a Atari 2600 and just took a bandsaw and we started cutting the plastic away, and we just hot glued different pieces together and glued some other things together and said, look, we can cut the size of the product by 2/3. That's the essence of how 2600 just started. It's kind of like how they made like Xbox 360 Slims and the PS3 Slims and stuff. Solaris. Sports. Secret Quest. Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah, yeah. Atari after the crash. Yeah, let's wrap this up. Here we go.
There's this funny time period.
Kanji Tatsumi Weed Blaster Reel. What? Pardon me.
In the history of, if I wrote a book on the history of the video game industry, this is funny time period where we had left Activision and we went from this fabulous AAA office complex, beautiful. We had more space than we needed by a factor of 5, and we went to the most horrible office. in Midland Park, New Jersey,
Oof.
in the basement of an optician's office.
Oof.
Game industry, this was after the crash. Game industry was a disaster. And it was just, oh man, the office was horrible. But we survived it. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. So anyway, we're in this horrible office, and we're doing C64 stuff at that point. And I get a call from a buddy of mine. Actually, he was our part-time sales guy, and he always visited Toys R Us, and he knew them really well. He called me and said, you know, you're gonna laugh, but they want to know if anybody's doing 2600 games. Because at that point, there were none. Nobody was doing it.
But there were 26 million consoles in homes.
And people were going in Toys R Us saying, why don't you sell games for my Atari anymore? So I said, wow, that's interesting. How many would he buy if he had a 2600 game? So, you know, 20, 30,000 pieces probably.
Yo.
And I said, all right, I'll get back to you. So we did Title Match Wrestling and Super Skateboarding, first two titles. I mean, regular skateboarding, first two titles. And he loved them, and they sold like crazy. And at that point in time, we were the only people in the world making games on the Atari 2600. My phone rings, and it's the Tramiels. So he did some 2600 games. You know, do a couple for us. His word got around. There's actually a need. And then Activision calls and says, do some 2600 games for us? And I said, well, why don't you guys do them? He goes, well, you know, if I could be completely honest with you, we don't have anything. We don't have the specs. We don't have manuals. We don't have the equipment.
Sure.
He said, we couldn't make a game if we wanted to. So could you make something for us? I tell people that, they're like, who the hell wanted 2600 games? You know what? No one told consumers that there had been a crash. No one went to their house and said, you don't like video games anymore. That's what Toys R Us and Walmart said. People don't like video games anymore. But the people at home were sitting going, God damn, I'm tired of combat. Isn't there something else I can play on this machine?
Fuck.
So it was good. We had a great run there. We had a lot of money off those games.
Interesting. Very interesting. No one tells people they've been crashed. So yeah. Dark Chambers. Oh, the Gauntlet style game. It's really fucking good, actually. Cover art. It's cool. Grim Reaper, you are next. It's a ghost, a goblin, and death. And skeletons. And the wizard. Fucking cool shit, cool shit. More than games. While the video game business crashed in the mid-80s, the home computer business thrived. The Atari played a major part in bringing computers into homes. Now we have Dawn of PC, as we have this whole storyline of just Atari PC units and the phone. Before fiber and Wi-Fi going along with the personal computer required a slightly different procedure. Atari 830 acoustic modem let you attach your telephone handset to your computer so you could dial up local bulletin board connected with other Atari users. What the fuck? Holy shit. Interesting. And just all this other stuff. We'll spin this again. This is a fantastic museum. We have like, oh god, the Jaguar and the Lynx in the 90s when they did like, yeah, 90s stuff. By the way, the Jaguar console, where's the add-on? Where's the CD add-on? Where's that goddamn... It turns into a toilet. Flip the lid up and it becomes the goddamn toilet. Damn it. But yeah, we have a lot more to look forward to. And the future! And Atari at 50. 50th anniversary of Atari. Fucking. We'll come back to these two the next time we stream this. I'll definitely come back. This probably next week, yeah. But for now, let's turn back on the lights. Indeed, indeed. I want to thank you all for joining the stream today. Thank you for watching. All you VOD watchers, all you lurkers, all ya E. I shall return tomorrow with, what am I playing tomorrow? Oh yeah, Greedfall. I was meaning to check that out for like years. It looks like a good old Eurojank colonial RPG kind of thing. It looks very bizarre, but it looks very, very cool. I was gonna actually play it on Thanksgiving, but then I got like, Black Friday happened, and I got sick, and I was like, oh fuck. So I'm catching back up to that now. Yeah, and then the next day we'll be playing some Resident Evil 8. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. But let's see, who's live at the moment? Whom stuff can we raid? Let us raid on... It's been a while. Let's raid on Muggy Junket, playing some Crisis Core. Let's raid on Muggy Junket. They're good being good. Give them a head pack, give them a follow, give them a like. Once again, I want to thank you all again. I hope you'll have a good rest of your day, evening, night, or whatever. And until next time, take it easy.